Hello, Colin.
Hey, what's up, Todd?
How's it going, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. I was just watching your Truth 2 section.
Oh, were you?
I was, yeah. Not bad. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you for having me on.
I want to thank you.
You guys do.
Cool. I want to thank you for being on.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this won't be the last one we do.
Fuck no, yeah. Life is long. People like to say that life is short, but life is really long. We'll have a lot of time to do shit like this in the future.
That's funny that you say that, because I agree with you. Life is long.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, I'm not really living for the moment anymore. You know, I'm thinking about longevity and how to stay a part of this whole thing.
Totally.
And I was hoping we could get into that a little bit.
Hells yeah. Whatever you want to talk about.
It's my air conditioning is on. Let me turn it off because it's kind of hard for me to hear. I have a noisy air conditioner.
Yeah, that would probably be best.
There we go.
Cool. Yeah, longevity. Life is really long, and I really think the best is in front of us. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's like because you're in your 30s. You're in your.
I'm 29.
Oh, you're 29. Okay, almost.
Almost there.
Almost there. But you reach a point, like, I think, like, you realize that, I don't know, you've been looking at 30 for so long as being older. Mm-hmm. But then you get there and you're like, wait a minute, I still have my 40s, my 50s, my 60s. Like, this is a long road in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I listened to your podcast, so I kind of know a little bit how you feel on certain things. Like, even in Sean's podcast, I think we were talking about like medical advancements and that sort of thing. I mean, I think it's all possible. Like, I think you might see guys skating into their 50s with new knees or, I don't know, new ankles, whatever they can do. I'm no medical expert, but
yeah. It's so exciting to hear you say that, because like I could totally picture like a Truth 2 style section, but 20 years more experience, like that would just be incredible. Like, I can't wait to see people in their 50s, 60s, people who have been skating for like 40 years. Like, what are they going to be doing, you know?
Right.
That's so exciting. They're going to be doing shit that we can't even comprehend right now. They're going to be wizards. And if they do have like new body parts and stuff, or at least healthy bodies, it's going to be mind-blowing, man.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? Like, that, I think some people have this idea, like, they need to keep up with, like, certain things that are happening. Like, I mean, I kind of grew up and was gaining some attention in, like, early 2000s. And I feel like there was this big emphasis on, like, who's jumping the biggest gap, like hurricane and rails and stuff. But nowadays, I want to see someone's ideas in their skating. Like, how does your brain work? And some skaters were doing this a while ago, and I didn't really have an appreciation for them until I got older. You know? Yeah. Like, I don't know, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head right now. I don't know, I'm a big John Elliott fan. Yeah. Charles Dunkel. Anybody that kind of does stuff different. Like, I like the way you guys skate. Well,
that's natural. You're only human.
What's cool about you guys, though, is it's and I use this loosely, but it's a very bastardized form of skating because there's no father to your style. It's like a completely original, completely unique. I can't pinpoint who your influences are. Like, a lot of guys, I can be like, yo, he liked him or something. Right. But with you, I can't put my finger on it. Like, who do you and Joey like? Because you don't skate like anybody.
We do like a lot of the classics. We obviously we like you, we like Shima, we love Petty, like a lot of old classic stuff. Dion Anthony, T.J. Weber, the original, like Zamora, John Elliott, of course.
Oh yeah.
The Brain Fear Gone section. Like, we're huge fans of those people. I guess, like, we just realized a long time ago that there's no hope in hell that we're going to be able to skate like those people. We spent our fair share of time imitating those people, though, for sure. We gained a lot of skill through imitating the cool Sagona. Come on, you know, the Second Regime. I think his section in the Second Regime had a huge impact. But
yeah, that was major.
Yeah. But we took a lot of influence from people. Like, who are your influences?
Well, growing up in Philadelphia, Jeff Frederick, Jimmy Shuta, Brian Lux. But before them, I guess, I don't know, like people I saw on BG3, like Randy Spicer, John Julio, Shrine, guys like that, I guess, just to name a few off the top of my head. But then, and then like later on, like guys like Louis, Petty, obviously, and anybody in Esco Zoo was really cool to me.
Yeah. Like, you can sort of see that, but like your skating and your style is nothing like any of those people that you named. You know, you have, like, I think that's almost like the goal is, like, you're a Grom and we imitate, right? Mm-hmm. But then, like, we should try to move beyond that and become a unique entity. And you've definitely done that.
Yeah, I've definitely, thought about it, and, I try to take tidbits without making it so obvious, but I definitely borrow, for sure. Like, I watch, to me, like, a video part is like, when someone's, like, really good to me, I look at their video part as like a catalog. Like, I'm gonna go shopping for tricks, like, yeah. And then I try to take it and then put my own twist on it. But I think, if you're gonna do that, try not to make it so obvious. Some people are just real obvious, and it's like, come on. But it's okay, as long as you're having fun, whatever.
I think copying is perfectly fine. Like, there's a quote that, like, art is theft and great art is great theft.
I never heard that.
Something like that. Maybe I might have butchered that, but it's true, and you kind of have to start somewhere. And even if you're copying something, you're doing it on a different object. You're doing it in a different body. It's going to be different. I'm not opposed to blade rip off artists. As long as they're ripping off, like, good people.
Yeah. Which is it's hard to say, like, what is good, what is the best. It's relative,
Exactly. Yeah.
Some people, they try to, like, act like there's, like, stats to this. Like, oh, he's the best. He can do anything, and he can skate this and this, and he had a big gap, he had a big rail, he had the ledge lines, like there's like this, they try to put it in this formula thing, and and at the end of the day, like if you're making video parts, you're like an entertainer in a sense. You're making entertainment. And is it possible to do all soul grinds in a section and entertain someone? Yeah. I think it's possible.
Oh, for sure.
But they're like, oh, he didn't do this, or he didn't do that, or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It's entertainment.
Exactly. People want to approach it like the same thing as, like, figure skating, where there's, like, the set moves that everyone has to do, and, like, oh, she did this and she did this, and they were landed cleanly, but you're right. It's an art. Like, there's a reason why Jackson Pollock is such a iconic figure, and he just, like, splashed paint against a canvas, and we can do the same thing with skates and with like rollerblading sections. We can just throw paint at a canvas and do, like, we can do whatever we want, And it's so exciting when people take that direction, but it's so hard because people are so fucking critical. They're like a bunch of fucking figure skate judges, like, on the internet. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, you can't do shit. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Dude, and you know what? A younger me, I was caught up in some stupid ways of thinking, and you know what? Like, I thought that it's funny because, like, when I first started, like, I didn't care about anything. Like, anything was cool. Then I, like, kind of, like, started to, like, you know, get really into it and get to a certain level or whatever. And then I was like, oh, there's a certain way of doing it. I know. I had, like, this idea, like, I don't know. It was kind of like an egotistical thing I had going on. But you know what? The older I get, the more and more I realize there's no right or wrong way.
Right.
And it's kind of like, it's funny. I have an interesting story to tell you about, like, how I first got sponsored and then not really being sponsored anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe Sean touched on this. Did he told you I was a busboy, like, around 15, maybe? I was bussing tables at age 15.
Okay.
And I saved up $1,000 and I bought a video camera. We had a camera before that my dad had, like a little, like, dad cam or whatever. But anyway, I bought this camera and we gave some footage to, like, this local skate shop at the time, and we got a Razor's shop sponsorship. And it was really cool because I started getting free skates, and I think we were getting like $100 or something like that a month. For like a 15-year-old kid who, like, lives with his parents, like, I don't even need $100. So that was like, wow, like, that's awesome. So I quit working as a busboy. And I'm just going to take a huge leap right now. So anyway, then after that, I started linking up with Majet in Philly with all those dudes, and Denial happened, and things just kind of, like, took off with sponsorship from that. But anyway, I'm going to jump, like I said. So anyway, shit hits the fan, sponsorship ends. I have some weird stuff going on in my life and how I thought as a person and a skater, and what I should have versus what I didn't, and why, and who's to blame, this, that, etc. But you know what's funny? After sponsorship, I also took some time to finish my senior year in college. Upon graduating, wasn't really having a good time finding any jobs in Philadelphia. I moved to Kansas City, and guess what I'm doing? The only job I could get, a busboy. 27 years old. So I was a busboy at age 15.
Yeah.
Did all this skating. It ended, and I went back to bussing tables.
Whoa.
And you know what? It showed, it was humiliating, and it was humbling, and it was really something that I feel I had to go through.
Right.
Because it totally chilled me out. It just did, I don't know, it just, whatever ego I had or thought I had, or it killed it. It completely killed it. And now, like, I'm having fun with skating again. Like, I'm not too caught up or worried about what company X is doing with whoever, you know? Because that shit used to really get to me. I used to get real hung up, like, jealous, mad, upset, angry, as you know, pathetic as it sounds. I mean, I really, this was like my dream, you know? I really wanted to be involved in it. And it was kind of hard to face the fact that I wasn't going to be a part of it. But anyway, yeah, it worked out though. I mean, I love Kansas City. It's a great place for young people to start up. Real estate's cheap. The economy's pretty good. It's not too hard to find a job. I actually, about a year ago, I landed a job in pharmaceutical sales. So I'm a drug rep now.
Nice.
Traveling around. So it's pretty good because I have a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and I have my weekends off. which is great. Like I really feel like I set myself up so now like I can really skate for the rest of my life without having to worry about working weekends, or I'm not worried about money or anything like that. So
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely.
I'm sorry, I feel like I just like talked really fast for a while and I didn't give you a chance to throw any words in there.
No, that's great. That's perfect for the podcast. Just give it. You feel free to just say whatever you want to say. It's crazy that like, yeah, you started busting tables, you went through this skating thing. So tell me about it, like tapering off. I mean, because you're still like one of the best out there. It's not like you fell off. How did you lose everything? How did that happen?
Well,
or did the industry just kind of fall apart?
I'm gonna say it was my fault. Not that there was anything I could really do about it, but I just had unrealistic expectations of what I could get out of this.
Right.
And USD couldn't provide it for me.
Yeah.
And it was my fault. I actually wrote the owner a letter of apology. Just for how I acted and behaved on the message boards and whatnot. I'm sure you read all that silly goofiness. As comical as some have told me it is, it's kind of embarrassing. I don't like take pride in it. I don't brag about it. It's kind of like, wow, you got to see this guy like really upset and kind of like crazy for a while. So it's not like this cool thing for me. I'm kind of like, I just sound like juvenile and what's the word? Kind of like I don't know. It's just juvenile and immature. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But
but sometimes you need to vent, and you know, maybe that helped you get through whatever you were going through.
Yeah. It's cool though.
It is cool. It was entertaining, like you said.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything to beat yourself up over.
No. But yeah, I think the main thing though that kind of like got to me was this whole thing about royalties, and I'm not trying to get too deep into this whole thing, but you know, they're like, okay, you're gonna get it. I don't know what it is, $1, $2 off every skate. The number's not important. Yeah. But anyway, it's like, okay, well, what does that represent as a percentage? What percentage of skate sales did I take away? And they wouldn't tell me that information, and that kind of drove me nuts. Because I thought that maybe had they given me something that I thought was fair, then maybe I would have had a chance to hold on to it or do more or something. Try to make a living, and I'm, you know, quote unquote living. But yeah, that's what that whole thing was really about. Just like, they didn't want to tell me what the royalty percentage was. And why should they? They don't have to. I didn't sign any agreement that said they had to give me that. As a business, why? They don't have to. It's not illegal.
They don't have to, but I mean, if you
I thought it would have been nice.
Yeah. And
but I don't expect that.
Yeah. Well, you have a right. You have a right as an employee to want a certain thing in return for whatever you're doing for the company.
Right.
And you know, if they're not doing that or not taking care of you, then you have every right to leave. Right.
And you know what, though? At the same time, I'm like, am I really this much of a narcissist that I think that I deserve this? Like, and I question my own skating and how powerful it is. Like, am I even like worthy of demanding this sort of thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah. Honestly, I'm really happy right now. I'm really happy.
And that's the important thing. And you can tell that you're in a good place skating wise. Like you're enjoying skating, and that is huge. You know, so many people go through what you went through and they're just done with skating. They're jaded or they have no motivation left, but you've gone through whatever you've gone through, and you're still. You could tell. You can tell in your sections, like you love to go out and film shit, and you're always thinking about it. Yeah.
It's my favorite thing to do. I'll even tell you this. I'm no fun to watch in person. You know how like they say like there's bands that are really good live, and then there's bands that can only like do it good in the studio. I'm like one of those. Like my skating is like one of those bands that's only good in the studio. Like if you watch me go and skate, be like, this dude sucks. Like it takes me like a million tries to do what I'm doing, and I don't know. I think I'm terrible to watch. That's why I get like weirded out going to contests and stuff, because it's like I'm really not that good. I just have a really good filmer. Like he's that good at filming. Like he makes like my whatever I do, he can emphasize it with his camera skills. So I'm lucky to have a guy like that who wants to take time and film me.
We always say that filming is more important than skating. Like you can have dog shit skating. If the filming is really good, it'll be an awesome clip. It doesn't go the other way around.
Right.
If you have the best skating in the world, dog shit filming, shit's gonna suck. Like filming is more important than skating.
Yeah. I in my opinion, yeah, for sure. And there's a funny, like, didn't Rawlinson Rivera say, "Yo, you can only skate as good as you look."
Yeah.
I can only skate as good as you get filmed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take his quote and upgrade it.
It's true. As good as you make me look.
But yeah, that's funny. But we ran into some trouble yesterday. That's why I've been having. I wasn't able to get online yesterday because my brother's car got towed in front of my apartment.
Oh no!
In Kansas City, and it was a nightmare. They still have it at the impound. He's got to get a notary signed and bring it in, and it was just a nightmare. But then we went to this like it's kind of like a pool party type thing. It was really nice and relaxing.
Nice. But
we've been filming a lot for Fish Guys recently. We're working on a new Fish Guys thing.
No way.
Yeah. They're fun, like Cement Park, all fisheye. It's kind of easy to get stuff like that done.
Yeah. That's cool. So
and it's fun.
Yeah, is it different parks than the other Fish Guys?
Some the same, some new. I think there's actually a few new parks we've been going to recently. But yeah, there's some of the older ones. We try to switch it up though and keep it new. But yeah, he's working on some stuff now. So I think we're going to start going out to Chicago a little more too. Than we have in the past.
Pretty close to Kansas City, is it?
Yeah, you can get there in about 8 hours.
Okay.
Which isn't too bad.
Yeah.
But Chicago's a great city. There's a lot of young talent coming up in Chicago. Yeah. Are you familiar with any of like the guys out in Chicago?
Just some of the
guys from Chicago.
Just some of the OGs like Colin Martin's out in Chicago, right? And Rory Mellahan and
definitely those guys for sure.
Yeah.
Do you know guys like Sean Darce, Nick Labar, Tim Kelly, Andrew Niemirowski moved out there recently, so they have like this I feel like it's a really strong scene. Malcolm Hurd is out there. Those guys are really cool and really fun to skate with.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna start to try to make trips to go out there with them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Nemo's videos.
Oh yeah.
Really good.
He's like one of my favorite people to watch right now. Like I'm a huge Nemo fan, huge Labar fan. Sean Darst, Chris Smith from Atlanta is super sick. I actually I've been paying attention to a lot of young guys recently.
Yeah.
Because they just have such a fresh take on a lot of things, and it kind of makes me rethink what I'm doing and I don't know. I like it. Being around them makes me, I don't know, feel a little bit younger and makes me want to try new things for, I don't know. They just have some cool shit going on. And,
for sure.
but yeah, love all those guys. They're great people.
So tell me, like you're going skating, you get to a spot, you're filming, your brother's there, he's gonna make you look awesome. But like what do you like? How do you approach how do you figure out what you're gonna do, or how do you find your tricks? What do you think about?
Usually, I don't know. I just skate around for a little bit and do tricks that I know I can do, and when I get comfortable, if something comes to my mind. A lot of times, my brother, he knows me so well, my brother can just be like, oh yeah, why don't you try this, or do that, or, So it's kind of like a little back and forth. We talk while we're skating, so it's like, oh yeah, that was neat, do that, or try this, but I don't know. Sometimes I have an idea before I even get to a spot. It really varies. I'm sure you're probably the same way. You might have ideas, but it's tough because even if you have an idea, you might not find the spot that's perfect for it. So it's a little premeditated with a little improv at the same time. So you kind of just mix them around and yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
I just really, at the end of the day, I try to have fun. I'm not stressing myself out about what I I just want to have fun. And if it comes out cool, that's a bonus.
Yeah. Well, usually if you're just trying to have fun, you can't go wrong with that formula.
Yeah.
It comes through in the skating. If you just try to do stuff that is enjoyable to you, and
yeah. Definitely.
It's enjoyable to watch someone enjoying themselves on skates.
Exactly.
But that's an art in itself, is learning how to enjoy yourself or tap into that kind of joyful feeling.
And it shows in the skating, just like you said, and that's almost, I like watching crew, quote unquote crew videos where it's a group of guys who live in the same area. They're going back to eat pizza and play Nintendo 64 after the skate sesh. They're vibing out. They have the weird humor thing going on.
Yeah.
You can see that. I like videos like that more than I like team videos.
Yeah.
Personally.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you, man. Because there's something there. There's you can feel that kind of vibing off of each other, and people have been hanging out and they know each other. It makes such a difference when you go skating with people who you know and who know you, and then they can be like, oh, this would be perfect for Colin. You're like, Colin, check this out, and they'll direct each other and oh, this would be great for Billy's got this this thing to this thing, oh yeah, do this. It helps you have a bunch of directors around you that can vibe
definitely.
off of each other. You feel joy.
One point that you brought up in Sean's podcast was talking about how, and I don't want to offend anybody by saying this, but I think you were kind of touching on how sponsorship is becoming a little irrelevant due to the rise of the internet, and how you can just literally you can start your own website, make videos, and create an audience without needing to go through a big company or a big video production, whoever, yada yada. You can do it yourself.
Yeah.
You really can. And what Sean did with Casey Mo, that's a good thing going. You could, and I think the goal is to take some of that money and just put it back into skate trips and equipment. Just keep the fun going.
For sure.
You can just, because that's where I'm at. And I told him, I said to him, look, man, I'm comfortable. I just want to have fun skating. I told him I didn't want to get paid for Casey Mo. He paid people for that. I didn't want to get paid though, because I don't need it. To me, I'd rather see Sean make money because I feel like having a guy like him hold a camera, it's important to my fun.
Yeah.
So I look at, like, I'm paying him to come out. Like, his time, him being a guy with the camera is valuable to me.
For sure.
Because I go to work through Friday, I'm thinking about skating a lot. And when Friday through Sunday comes, oh man, it's on. And I want him to be around. So if he can make a little coin off this and keep it going, I want him to have all that money. He deserves it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's doing cool things. I mean, I love the guy. He's my brother, so I'm biased, but that's how I feel.
Yeah, it's very true. Like, you're lucky to have him, and like,
yeah, totally.
It's like you gotta support your friends, like, as much as you can. Like, when your friends are successful, it just makes your life better.
For sure, really does.
The way I see it is, I want to be the least successful of all my friends. Like, I want all my friends to be ballers, and then to come around and share it with me. I don't want it to be the other way around. Like,
right.
And yeah, especially skating wise, like, you want to support people. Because them being around just makes it more fun for you and gives you more opportunities.
So you're a working man, a family man.
Yeah, man.
You're holding it down. You're making it work. You find time to skate. I admire people like that. I really do. Like, I want to be like that. I'm working to being a guy like that. Yeah.
I can't help it. Like, I just love, like, going out and filming and skating is like what I live for. Like, it's so much fun. I obsess about it. Like, I have to do it. You know. It's incredible.
Oh yeah. You know who I think the most influential rollerblader of all time is?
Rollinson Rivera?
No, he wasn't, and he wasn't even like necessarily like a great rollerblader, but he was the most influential. Dave Payne. He was the eye of street skating. He was showing you all the raw stuff as it was happening. His soundtracks were incredible. Like, if it wasn't for Dave Payne, I wouldn't dress the way I dressed. I wouldn't listen to the music I listened to. I wouldn't eventually have the thoughts that I have in my head right now. Like, by far, hands down, Dave Payne, most influential rollerblader.
Wow.
I love the VGs. I really do.
He made a lot of videos. And
so many.
He made a lot of videos at a time when there weren't a lot of videos. It was kind of like people watched the VGs and they hadn't seen a new video or a new edit in months, and that was like the eye into what was going on in skating.
In Lord of the Rings? What's that eye? Isn't it Sauron? Like, that's like some Sauron shit going on. Like, he was just watching everything.
Everything, yeah. He was the Blade God.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Dave Payne, good man. I love that dude. I always will. I always prop him till the day I die. Dave Payne is awesome.
He did a lot. It would be incredible if there was like an eye, like if there was a website that was like, it was like the best shit in blading at this moment. And you could go onto this website and it would be like a live feed of like the most exciting trick that was going down at this time in the whole world.
Imagine. You'd probably need like some satellite technology, huh?
Well, once the entire world is being filmed at all times, someone will figure out a way to parse all the data and find like the guy like who's killing it the hardest, and the camera will just automatically like go onto him.
You think that's something we're working towards?
Possibly.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's possible. Especially when like people aren't actually gonna skate in real life in the future. They're just gonna go into the Matrix and do exactly what they're doing, but with no risk. Like, it won't be their actual body. They'll just be like in a flotation tank with like things plugged in, and they'll be skating, but it'll be in this like virtual world where like, and then at that point, you'll be able to tap into the virtual world and find like the dude who's killing it the hardest at that moment.
Wow, I can't even imagine. That's really far into the future.
30, 40 years.
30, 40 years?
Yeah.
Oh man, that sounds like a million years away.
Nah, shit's happening quick. It's gonna change fast.
Yeah.
Scare me. Look, I'm talking to Colin Kelso. We're recording this and we're gonna put this conversation on the internet for everyone to listen to. Like, that's pretty fucking futuristic.
That is pretty. I mean, from when I was a young kid getting into skating in the '90s, yeah, this would have been like hocus magic to me or something.
Yeah.
Like.
It would have been some stone conversation, like some guy describing, like, man, in the future, they're just going to talk to each other, and then everyone's going to listen to it. They're not even going to be in the same town. What's the joke? What's the guy, the black comedian who dresses in like the bright green jacket?
Oh, Cat Williams.
Cat Williams, yeah. He says, like, how high do you have to be to say, I want to talk to someone who isn't even there?
That man is brilliant. He cracks me up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. But yeah, this is pretty crazy. So maybe you're right. Maybe we will be there in 34 years. I'm not super tech savvy, so I don't know. But so how's Joey doing?
Joey's he's good. Yeah, he's getting a lot of hate from his recent article that he wrote.
Dude, I love that article.
Yeah.
It made me feel so weird. It was cool. I was like super juiced on it, and I was like embarrassed. Like I kind of was like, dang, this is like kind of true, and it's like whoa, it like hit me really hard. It was like a kind of, I don't know, it's like the brain fear gone of rollerblading articles or something. It was like game changing to me. It was weird, dude. It made me feel crazy inside in a really good way.
Yeah.
But it's funny though. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like I've never watched a skateboard video or like I've never been even influenced by a skateboarder or a skateboarder's video part. But I'm not just saying like skateboarding either. Like I've been inspired by biking, skiing. I mean, pretty much like anything even.
And I think that's a good thing.
But it is true. It's kind of funny. Like I was actually reading that before I even got on here with you. But what was it? I thought number 5 was funny, how rollerblades enhance awkwardness.
Yeah.
That was awesome. What else? Pardon me, I'm kind of like skimming it right now. Oh, rollerbladers are huge fans of skateboarding. That was very funny. And I know a lot of rollerbladers who we know who's like a top skateboarder. Yeah. But they'll never. They're like in that like elitist, they kind of like own actions, quote unquote, action sports.
Yeah.
Which is kind of an interesting conversation. And I'm just speculating now. Don't quote me on this or assume that I'm like a know-it-all on the matter. But I really do think that they own, like, the boarding industry has a grip on like action sports, alternative lifestyle sports. Like, and I'm not worried about rollerblading getting into the mainstream, but I feel like if it did, the boarding industry will just pick it up. And you'll see boarding companies making blades or making products for bladers or sponsoring bladers, like maybe there's going to be like rollerbladers that have a DC shoe sponsorship or I don't know, something stupid like that. I feel like they own it, right?
That could definitely.
That's why they don't want us in it. They don't want us on TV. They're so old and mature and great at marketing and advertising that they were able to they got old, they got smart, they got professional, they got educated, they branched out, they made friends and connections in mainstream media and all avenues, all areas of it. And now that they're in such a strong position, they can be like, yo, we're going to veto this. And they do, to protect their market share. I mean, Barely Dead hit it right on the hammer on the head with the nail, like, or whatever. Like, they said they don't want to have skateboarders getting turned into rollerbladers. And who knows? Maybe there's only so big of a young group of kids getting into quote unquote lifestyle action sports that they're like, there's not enough room for both of us, you know? So why would we invite them in? They could like cannibalize our sales and you know, it wouldn't be good. So
I do think that you've just explained why rollerblading is kind of in the toilet. I think they did have a lot to do with it. They were in a position of power. But the funny thing is that they haven't been able to destroy scootering the way that they destroyed rollerblading. Like scootering, I don't know about in Kansas City, but in Canada, it is so big. Like scootering is huge. All the young kids getting into action sports, I would say like I don't know, but I would guess from what I've seen, 90% of the young kids getting into action sports are getting into scootering. Like
scootering, wow.
It is huge. And they haven't been able to fuck with that. And I think it's a reflection of like I think their power is in kind of a decline. Because they
well, let me tell you this, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I forget what it was. I heard like a popular skateboarder saying, well, you know what? Yeah, it's not really what we do. We don't really like it or whatever, but it's actually a good starter. Like it's kind of like a skateboard with training wheels or something. Right. They're like, at least they're on a board. You know, it has rollerblading wheels and a bike handle, but they're standing on a board or something. I don't know. But I think that if they're not hating on it so hard, it's because they feel that they can get like these little 5-year-old kids on it and then eventually switch them over. Yeah. You know, like take the training wheels off and get on the big boy board.
Totally.
Which is scoot. That's how I kind of got that.
Yeah. And that's probably how a lot of them are looking at it. And a lot of the scooter kids might get into skateboarding, but I think they're mistaken. I think that scootering has like a whole trick vocabulary that's very separate from skateboarding, and a lot of kids that get into it will fall in love with the scooter tricks and scootering, and they'll continue to do it.
I pay attention to them as well. I've seen some older guys. Like some seasoned older guys who you can tell have spent a lot of time scootering, thinking about scootering, evolving, innovating scootering moves or whatever. I have respect for it.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not worried about it, but I would like respect from everybody. And how can you accept respect if you're going to point the finger and be like, oh, that's whack?
Yeah, exactly. The way, we're human beings. Like, it's exciting to see a human being do something rad using whatever tool they're using. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I think that is a good perspective. It's a healthy perspective to have on it, as opposed to an elitist perspective where you're like, no, what I'm doing is the truth somehow. Like, it's like, no, everyone, we happen to fall in love with something because we were in a certain place at a certain time with certain people at a certain age when it's like, everyone was doing that and we got into it, and then you just fall in love with it. And it's like, looking back on it, I didn't really choose rollerblading. It was like a guy I knew was skating. I wanted to be friends with those guys, so I just did what they were doing. You know, it wasn't like a thing like, I'm going to rollerblade for the next 20 years till I'm a dad. I'm going to do that. Like, just like, I just want to hang out and have some friends. They happen to have fruit boots, so I'm going to get a pair of those things.
Yeah.
So like any human, you know, it's fun to see what humans do on their different toys.
Exactly. And you know what? This is something I thought in my head, because I have spent, like, when I was really upset, I you know, thought about skateboarding a little bit, like, why do they hate us? Why don't they like us? Or, like, are they really preventing us from, you know, moving our industry into more profitable waters or whatever? I don't know. But one thing that I kind of came up with in my head as an argument was, you know, like you said, it's a tool. Like skates are an instrument. A skateboard is an instrument. A scooter, a bike, whatever, it's an instrument, right? Now this, like, shredding, jumping around, grinding rails, whatever you want to call it. There's not really a name for it. But, like, let's pretend it's rock and roll. Can you make rock and roll? Can you make rock and roll with the guitar? Can you make rock and roll with the keyboard? Can you make rock and roll with the bass? Yes. Can you make it with roller? Can you shred with blades? Yes. Can you shred with the board? Yes. Can you shred with the scooter? Yes. So imagine if there were, like, rock and rollers, like, no man, only the guitar for rock and roll. No keyboards in this place. Like, get out of here.
No, I love that analogy. That's perfect. That's a great analogy, dude. I love it. And it's so true, because we really are doing the same thing. When you step back and you look at it really objectively, you're just like, you're doing cool moves. You're doing moves that turn you on, and other people enjoy watching. They get a badass feeling from watching it, from doing it. It's the same thing with a different tool. I love that rock and roll analogy. That's great. And it's totally the same. It's the exact same argument when you say, like, no, fucking real musicians, they use a guitar. They don't fuck around with a ukulele. Fuck off, dude. Like, well, that might be true, but, you know, if someone can rock it out on a ukulele and that's where their vibe is, why would you try to suppress that? Like, why would you? The only reason you would try to is because you feel threatened, because you want everyone to use a guitar because that's where you profit from, or that's, you know, you want the guitar to be the shit. It is natural, but it, you know, people can.
That's cool. That's cool. We're on the same page with it.
Yeah. No, I love that analogy.
Right off the bat, that we would share things like that just from listening to you and seeing how you guys are as people, like, on skates. You know, like, it's cool. It's cool talking to you right now. I'm really enjoying myself so far. Nice.
I'm enjoying myself too.
Do you mind if I take a break and grab some more water?
Sure. Yeah.
One second.
All right. So we're hanging out with Colin Kelso. I'm just talking because I'll be too lazy to edit this out. This is great. So, I kind of got a little bit of the story from your brother, but I want to hear just how you discovered rollerblading, how you got into it.
The X game. I think my brother touched on this a little bit. There was these two twin brothers in our neighborhood who had they had, like, everything. They had, like, skateboards, rollerblades, like, hockey equipment. Like, they had, like, all the fun toys like a kid in elementary school would want to have or whatever. So we went over and, like, you know, we played together, like, hockey, rollerbladed, whatever. But there was a ski shop in our town, and ski shops also sold rollerblades back in early mid-90s. And there were, like, Majestic 12s, all sorts of other Roses and K2 stuff, and VG3 and what's the name?
Damaged Goods.
Damage what? Oh no! I think it would. I'm so bad at remembering this video's name.
Not Filthy Habits. Moose Knuckle, Mr. Moose Knuckle.
I think maybe it was Damage. Let's just say it was Damage Good. It doesn't matter. I mean, I personally like VG3 more. I'm a VG guy over like the Hope stuff personally.
Okay.
But yeah, they had BG3, which was like, oh my God. I was so young, I didn't even know that the 3 meant, oh, this is the 3rd installment. Like, I didn't even question it. It was so cool. I was like, oh, BG3, yeah, like, whatever. I didn't know what it meant. I just knew that there was cool skating in it. That's what really got me hooked. Then, like, a year or so later, BG4 came out, and I was like, oh, I get it, 4. That means it's the 4th one. So wait, I can see 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I was just young. I mean, I was playing with like Ninja Turtles and crap at the time. Like I was like one of those. I was so young. I was like playing with action figures, like waxing the curb in front of my house, like a little kid, like pre-pubescent, like squeaky little voice, bowl cut.
Wow. Yeah, you must have been.
But that's
like
pretty much how I
11.
got into it, and I just been doing it ever since. You know.
Crazy.
All it takes is that one video. You see one good video, and it's like life-changing.
Yeah, that spark.
Mm-hmm.
You never lose it.
Mm-mm. And I'll never be able to turn it off. Ever.
Why do you think, like, what, you're still motivated to do this? Why are you still so into it?
It's who I am. Like, I mean, I've done it for so long, and it's given me so much fun. I've met so many cool people. Like, it put me onto music. It put me on to like different ways of thinking. I think I like to consider myself an open-minded person. I try to be, I strive to be. So I think skating showed me that, like how to accept diversity and, you know, be able to build relationships with people from all over the world too. Once I started traveling, especially. But I mean, I could never turn that off. Like, I've spent so much of my life doing it that it's really who I am. Like, I wouldn't know what to do with my time if I didn't, you know, go out and skate. Like, I really wouldn't know what to do. And it's fun, man. It's fun. Like, bottom line, it's the fun factor.
Totally.
I know a lot of guys that don't skate that much anymore, and every time I see them, they're like, dude, I know this skate spot. I was driving to work and blah. Like, they still look at things as, like, a handrail is skatable, a set of stairs or a ledge or whatever. It's all, like, they still are, like, looking at stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they don't go out. I mean, I'm personally always I'm gonna make time to go out.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Because
when responsibility kicks in, as I'm sure you're you're more well aware of it than I. But when all that responsibility kicks in, it, you know, your time is valuable when you go out and skate. And you wrote an article about that, I believe. You know, try to find people who value your time and go out there, make it happen. You know, it's possible to juggle like family, work, that sort of thing, and still have time to go skate.
Yeah. And it becomes more important when life is like that. Like, you just go fucking crazy if you didn't have an outlet like that, or, you know, something to go do that completely takes you out of everything that you're living. Like, you gotta fight to keep it. Like, no matter what.
You do.
You gotta fight.
You do.
For it. It's
you do.
amazing.
It's, you know, especially like if you want like a nice, comfortable life, you're gonna have to fight for it a little bit. And like right now with my job, you know, it's such a great job. I actually really like what I'm doing. Like as a drug rep, I'm talking to doctors about managed care, and I'm pointing out great coverage in their office. So I'm helping people from all different types of financial backgrounds save money on the products that I support that actually help them, you know, enhance the quality of their life. So it feels good at the end of the day, knowing that I'm doing something good. I'm setting up a future for myself, and I have my weekends off to go skate. You know, and I got some great benefits too. I have plenty of vacation days. Like, I'm thinking maybe I might, you know, save up some money, and who knows, maybe in the future go be like, hey, Sean, let's get a ticket to wherever we want to go. I don't know. Film some skating on our own terms, because I know too he's going to be able to, you know, put it online, and hopefully, I think he gives people a fair price.
Oh yeah.
So he'll put a fair price on it, and he can recoup for some of the money he put into it, and we can keep it going.
Totally.
Hopefully people will still want to see what we're up to. So, but I mean, even if they don't and no one buys a video, we're still going to do it anyway, because it's not about like other people. At the end of the day, it's really about us and like what we like and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, it's an exciting place because like you talked about earlier, before, like, you needed a company to kind of say, okay, you're the dude, we're going to put you in the video. And it's exciting that there's no companies that can say, like, okay, Sean, you're too old, we're going to bring in these young guys. Like, you can do whatever you want. You can come out with sections on your own terms.
Yeah. And
there will be a certain number of people in the world that are like, damn, new Kelso shit. Yeah, I'll spend the $10 or the $5 or whatever it is. And that's not gonna end. It's not gonna be like, oh, Kelso's 45 now. I don't know. What does he got? Like, fuck. People are gonna be like, shit, Colin's 45 and he came out with a new section. I'll drop a few bucks on that. It's like, it's a new time. It's an exciting time where we have that power. Like, it's
definitely
great.
And you know what? There's a lot of older guys that I would love to see. Like, I want to see Eric Shrine please top acid something.
Yeah.
Like, I would throw like I don't know, like maybe go top acid like 10 things. I'll give you $5 for it.
That'd be sick.
Just I grew up with him, He was like a household name.
Yeah.
Eric Shrine is one of the coolest guys. Esco Zoo people are awesome.
You can really. Yo,
what's that?
Okay. That top acid that you did in that SSM Godfather edit at that skate park, yeah, I think so. It was like a higher ledge, but it ended lower. Yeah. That was totally channeling Eric Shrine.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The way that you sat on that, yeah, for sure. That was a total Eric Shrine top acid.
Oh, yeah, to me, he's like the top acid guy. Like, if you're looking to see a top acid, you look Eric Shrine's name up. Like,
you're right. You're goddamn right about that. He's the top acid.
Everyone
god, yeah.
their things.
That's amazing.
But
it's.
But let's see older guys skate. And you know what? If any older guy is listening, I don't think people. And you gotta want to skate, but I don't think don't feel like you need to do like the craziest stuff. Like, go skate small transition ledges and do some, and just like try to be a little creative with it. That's not like a tall order, you know what I mean?
No.
And like, can I see that from time to time? Like, can some of these big things just like that I used to look up to, like, can you please just like maybe a skate park clip like a month for like a year and then just kind of put it out or something? I don't know.
Yeah, that's something that we talk about a lot, and I totally agree with you. Like, I want to see, selfishly, I just want to see like a new Petty.
Oh yeah.
Like, imagine if Josh Petty just secretly worked on a little section for a couple months, and then it just dropped. You'd be like, it would.
Oh my god!
It would shatter your world. You'd be like, oh my god! Like a new Petty section.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, that would be epic. And I just want those people to realize that it would be epic for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing. And I'm sure they would have a fucking blast doing it.
Yeah, I bet.
It's sad that there's some kind of block where it's like, no, can't do that. I'm not that good,
Yeah.
Like,
I know. I wish I could say some words of encouragement that could fix the block.
Yeah.
But whatever. It is what it is. What can you do? But I don't know. I'm gonna stop. Not that I don't know if that matters to anybody, but I don't know. Like, I don't know how people can get so good at something and then just all of a sudden not do it, or not even find the time to do it here and there.
Yeah, I think
maybe they don't have a filmer.
That would be a big thing. Like, yeah, we're both you and me are really lucky to have someone living in the same area that is really good with the camera, really good with editing, and wants to go out with us and film us. That's huge. That's so important. Like I've said, like if I didn't have Joey around, like I would still skate here and there, but it wouldn't be the same. Like it wouldn't be like, I wouldn't be pushing. Right. I would just, I would have no purpose. So that, like, I'm really lucky to have that. Really grateful to have that.
Likewise. Yeah, maybe that's the reason. Damn, we need to get some people to go film some of these guys, maybe.
Yeah.
It should be like a Kickstarter project for go pay some guy to go out there and make it happen. I don't know.
You know what a big problem is? Like, a lot of those guys that we grew up watching, they grew up in a time when they were kind of like snatched out of their crew, and they went and skated with their team and stuff, and they were pro. They were like competing on ASA.
Yeah.
And they probably like lost contact with that crew that you're talking about, as opposed to like dudes now, like pretty much they always skate with their crew, so they're always going to have those friends even when they get older. Those guys are probably going to be around.
Right.
But for the dudes that were balling out on the ASA, it's like they move back to their town, and it's like, oh, no one skates here. Or Bobby used to blade, but I didn't really skate with him much. I was off skating on the pro tour and filming for the Medium video, so that sucks.
It does suck. Medium videos, now those were some cool videos.
Fuck yeah. Smell the Glove?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I got Smell the Glove for Christmas one year when I was a kid. VHS. Yeah. And I watched it, and there was like 6 feet of snow outside when I watched this video. There was no way I was skating, and I was so pumped off this video. I put my boots and my snow pants on, and I went out, and I was just like jumping off the roof into the snowbanks, like over and over, because I was so hyped. My parents were just like, what is our child? Like, our child is crazy. He's just outside jumping off the roof.
That's funny. Yeah, Sean and I used to do, we weren't jumping off our roof, but like we got some snow in Philly, and everyone who's ever gotten snow has done this. But you pile it up next to a rail or something, and you can turn a rail into like a box.
Yeah.
So it's not scary. And we used to do stuff like that when winter came. It's crazy. I don't think I'd have the motivation to do that anymore. Maybe I should, though. Maybe we should try to do something like that this winter.
That'd be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
We've been thinking about making a winter video. It would be hard. Like, I don't know how fun it would be. Because I hate skating in the cold. Like, it's not as fun. But if you tried really hard to like skate in the snow and stuff, it'd be kind of interesting.
Oh yeah.
So those slider bar edits that you and your brother did, was that like a winter thing? Did you do those during the winter?
You know what? Well, we grew up in a small town in Abington, and in our driveway and stuff like that. After I graduated from high school, my parents moved to a different home, a bigger home, a huge basement. And it wasn't like as you've seen in the edits, it's not like a refurnished basement with like carpet and TVs. It's just like we store stuff down there. Excuse me. And we're like, yo, like we need to have a bar down here, because my parents weren't that close to the city. We were about a 40-minute drive from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, it's raining. We don't, or it's cold. We just built stuff in our basement just to have it there. Like me and Sean would be like playing Halo and be like, yo, want to skate to the bar? Like, it's like 3 in the morning. All right, sure, let's go. Let's do some soul grinds or something. It was just one of those things, like, if you have it, if you have the space to do it, why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good in the snow. It was good for cold days, but we skated in the summertime too. Like, it was just so fun for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris Cheshire taught us how to make those. He was like kind of how it's like a triangular shape, and then the PVC piece sits on top.
Yeah.
That was like his engineering.
But oh yeah, we love those things. They're fun. They kind of get you. They can build your confidence up with tricks and grinds or whatever.
Oh, for sure.
But I actually wish I had a slider bar now. I don't have. I have a tiny little 2-bedroom in Kansas City. There's no slider bar going on in here.
Yeah.
I wish there was, but no. We have some good cement parks though.
Nice. Yeah, it's amazing to have a little slider bar at your access.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing I miss about living with my parents was that basement was just cool. Like we didn't just have slider bars. Like we had mini golf, we had table tennis, darts, we had a little basketball machine. That wasn't too cool because it kind of like broke after a while. But yeah, we had all sorts of things down there.
Nice.
Yeah. We just like we're like kids that like to play, you know what I mean? Like we like to do tricks and play. Like I have devil sticks down there. Like I have
Nice.
devil sticks.
Fuck. You're breaking up a little bit. I'm just gonna stop it and call you right back, if that's cool.
Okay, good.
All right. I'll call you right back.
Sounds good.
Is it better?
Visually it's not, but you sound fine. Doesn't matter too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as the audio is all right. Yeah, I'm kind of getting the same thing on your end as well. But if it's all good and you give me the thumbs up, we'll keep it moving.
Yeah, we'll just keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where were we?
Playing.
Yeah. It's like that's like one of the funnest things to do, and I think, you know, as an adult, like getting older, it's important to keep that mentality. Like
Totally.
like you and Joey, like you guys look like you have a blast on rollerblades.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what it's all about. Like, have fun, play, keep that child alive. And that's another reason, like, I'll never stop. It's part of my childhood.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that little kid to die inside because he's like so happy, and it just puts me in a good mood when I can bring that out, you know?
Yeah, you don't want him to die.
No, you don't.
You want to be able to tap into him. That's huge. It's like
I'm sorry, go on.
like that's our natural state. Like I watch my little daughter, like she's like 15 months, and like the world is like a skate park. Like she's mushroom blading all the time, just like with her body, and she's like just grabbing this and that and moving like this, and it's like somewhere along the line we kind of lose that curiosity and that joyfulness. Like putting on skates, it really brings you back to being a child. It's like, whoa, I got these wheels under my feet, and it's like,
totally.
What can I do? And you just you totally tap into being a child again. It's so healthy.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. I don't have any children yet, but I'd imagine that's a really awesome, amazing, like inexplainable experience. Like watching, you know, a child that you helped create with another person grow up, and you know, that's amazing. Hey, congratulations to you.
Yeah. And then you wipe some shit off her ass, and it's a miracle. Yeah.
Definitely.
But I think there's so many different ways that we can play.
Mm-hmm.
Like I definitely wanna. Like my man space is totally weak. Like it's basically a storage room right now. But eventually I want to get like a foosball table and make it like a play zone. A man boy play zone. Because that is the funnest thing to do, is to play.
Yeah.
Throw a ball around, foosball, throw darts.
Yeah.
All that shit.
Yeah.
That's the funnest thing.
Yeah, with your crew.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, you should totally You have the space. Get it started.
Eventually, yeah. That's the plan. Give me a few years. Are you
We're saving up some money right now?
Yeah, I just don't have the time to think about it. You know, gotta prioritize.
True. That is true.
But I'll just totally change the subject right now. You're like one of the best thread the needlers out there. Do you still bust out the thread the needle?
I think I still can. I don't like make a point to try one like every time I skate. It's been a while.
It's a really high energy. That takes a lot of like strength and flexibility to like pull that off. Like that's crazy.
Should I try to do another one?
You definitely should. They're sick. You've done like definitely the most tech thread the needle stuff. You did like alley-oop fish, thread the needle out.
Yeah.
You did alley-oop Machio, fakie 3, thread the needle out.
Yep.
Like that's insane.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I don't know if I can do. I mean, I guess maybe I could try to like repeat those things. But like for me, sometimes it's fun to not do the same things.
Yeah. You want to kind of like progress on it, or like add something new,
right,
to whatever you did.
But there's, you know what? I'll actually run with that. I'll try to do one, and if I get one, I'm right now, for the record, I'm dedicating it to you.
Yes, that's amazing.
I'll try to. I'm gonna put some energy into thinking of.
You know, it'd be sick. You should do the alley-oop Machio, fakie 3, thread the needle out, land one foot, and then you've been like doing like alley-oop toe rolls. So from the 1 foot, pop into a alley-oop toe roll for a bit.
For a little bit.
That'd be sick.
I think that's feasible.
That'd be nice.
I'd have to find the right ledge for it, but I think it's totally feasible.
For sure.
Yeah.
For you. Thread the needle is a hard thing. Joey can do them pretty good.
Yeah.
I have done it, but I'm not like really good at it. I have short arms. You gotta have nice long arms for the thread the needle. Proportionately like to your body. Like you gotta have like arms down to your knees. It makes it a lot easier. And in big wheels, they're a lot harder.
I'm sorry, what was that?
In big wheels.
Oh, in big wheels?
They're...
What size wheel do you ride?
Right now, 80s.
Dang.
I'm gonna be moving up to 90s pretty soon.
Wow.
Yeah, slowly moving on up. But that makes it really hard to thread the needle. Like, I don't think Joey's done it in 80s.
Really?
It helps to have smaller wheels.
Yeah, you know what? I put 52 millimeter Kryptonics flat on my skate. So basically, I'm skating with any rocker.
I saw that.
It's kind of cool for some things, but like any kind of wheel you're riding has its pros and cons.
For sure.
You know, but I mean, if you're really good, you can try to like avoid them or whatever. I mean, I'd imagine like obviously like if you have really big wheels, it's hard to like backslide a ledge, right?
Right.
But it's doable. People do it, but it's really hard.
Yeah.
But people do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, these wheels, I think I might. I don't know how I feel about them because I slipped the other day and hit my hip really hard.
Ooh.
And it was one of those falls where like I didn't see it coming.
Ooh. Like you slipped like just skating?
Like I jumped over a rail into a bank at a skate park and just wanted to jump over the rail and casually roll down the bank and then hit something else. And I jumped into the bank and just slipped all the way down the ramp and like hit the flat right onto my hip. And it kind of gave me one of the Charlie horse type things. I was having trouble walking. I was like limping for a sec.
Yeah, that sounds painful.
Yeah, it left a little bruise, but whatever. I mean, you just shake it off and
you can take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're tough.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough I can still kind of take a
pain don't hurt, man. I don't care about pain. I'm a skater.
What was that from?
Espionage.
Espionage. That video was sick.
What was it? Nice move, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah, you know all the it's so refreshing to talk to someone that like grew up watching the same stuff as me. Like, it just makes it that much easier.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it is actually really rare. That's like one of the awesome things about doing this podcast is that you actually get to talk to people who know some of these references.
Yeah.
Like, we're these weirdos. Like, there's no people like in this town. There's like 2 or 3 people who I can say, "Nice move, Rob," and they know what I'm talking about. You know.
That's funny. Yeah, it's a cool experience. I'm into it. That's another reason I'll always want to do it. I'll never stop. You know what's funny? We were having and I got to ask you this to see if you know, and I'm not even sure I know.
Yeah.
So obviously you look at a wheel, right?
Yeah.
And it has like 56 mm, and the mm's 56 millimeter.
Yeah.
Now the next number you'll see, it might be, for example, 88A.
Yeah.
What's the A stand for?
Oh, that's a good question, and I know it's a hardness meter,
Yes.
but I don't know exactly
What is it?
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
So we were having like a little barbecue today. It was like me, Sean Santamaria, Mike Lilly, my brother, our buddy Candia, and Sean Darst, and we were all talking about wheels and like and I'm looking it up right now. But apparently for example, the A represents like the hardness, like you said.
Yeah.
And this guy, Albert F. Shore, invented the Shore durometer or something. And pardon me, I'm not like exactly 100% sure on the ins and outs of urethane science. But anyway, this guy, Albert F. Shore, was born in like 1876, and he invented this system to like measure the hardness.
Whoa. And
I'm pretty sure the A stands for Albert.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like 88 Alberts.
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
Yeah. But
dropping knowledge on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? Albert
F. Shore. Look, dude. This picture of this guy is so. It needs to be like some company. I'm telling you, you make a T-shirt and print this guy's the picture of him, print it on the shirt. That's gonna sell. It's so sick.
That's a great idea. It's insane how many humans have contributed to the development of rollerblading technology, like urethane and the wheel and bearings, and even like plastic to make a mold. Like we just can just go to a shop or order it online and it just arrives at our house, this boot. But like for humans to get to a point where they could put wheels on their feet and it work like normally, like that took us a long time to figure out. Like we were lucky to just have it. We're just spoiled brats.
This guy, I mean, you have to see this picture. Oh my God. Can I send you a picture over this?
I can look. What is his name? Is Albert?
Yeah, look up Albert F. Shore images, and it's this. He's like a young guy in a suit, and this is before people were smiling in photographs. So he's got this real serious look on his. Oh, it's awesome.
So it's Albert F. Short.
F. Shore, like SHORE, like seashore.
Like EF. Short.
Like. Hold on, I can text.
Shore.
Did you get that little text I just sent you?
I did. Albert F. Okay, the F is an initial. I thought you were saying like F Shore, like one word. F Shore. Okay.
Sorry. Maybe I'm speaking fast or something.
Oh, so it's this black and white photo. Albert F. Shore.
Look this guy up, dude.
Yeah.
Someone print this photograph on a shirt right now.
Wow, so he invented the hardness measure that we all refer to as like A, like 88A. Albert F. Shore.
You know, I mean, I've been skating for close to 20 years, and today was the first day I questioned what the A was.
Yeah, good on you. I never have. I just, I knew it was hardness. I just left it at that. I never.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So yeah. So you think it's just it's like 88 Alberts?
Yeah. because I was like, what does the A mean or whatever, and all I could find was like the shore scale or something, shore durometer scale or something like that.
Huh.
So I'm just like, well, what would A be? Maybe it's his first name. His name's like starts with an A. I mean, maybe it's a coincidence, but maybe not,
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know if it's exactly 100%, but I kind of want it to be Albert now.
Yeah, that would work.
Yo, what do you got? I got 56 millimeter, 88 Albert.
88 Albert F Shores. Is technology something you think about? Like, do you think about skates, and do you have like any ideas for what could be good for skates, or is that something you think about, or?
Honestly, not too much. Maybe at a time I did, but I don't have any influence on how skates get designed, and I never will. So I could think about it, but first off, I don't even think I would be a good candidate to like design something.
Yeah.
But and on top of that, I don't think I'd ever have a chance. So it's like one of those things where I'm like, I like the skates I'm skating. I skate SSMs. They feel good. I toe cut them a little extra, heel cut them. Throw an 8.5 liner in a 6/7 shell, and it fits like a 9.
Yeah.
So I like them. They're good. They allow me to do what I want to do. But at the end of the day, you can make a skate good, and some skates might be better quality than others. But it's really like in you, like you're making the skates do the work. So if it's in you to perform, I feel like you can make pretty much any skate perform to a certain degree.
To a certain degree, yeah. I think I hang out with a lot of people who really like obsess and think a lot about the technology and like how can we improve or experiment with this and experiment with that, and I can see the value in it. I think that's important, but I also appreciate someone like who doesn't obsess over it and can just really accept what they have and okay, this is what I'm dealing with, and not like overthink what's on their feet too much. Because I've been in both places where I can just like shut it off and not criticize or like be too hyper aware of it, and it makes skating more enjoyable almost. It's like when you're thinking too much about the technology, it kind of like distracts you from.
We need people to think about the technology. That's
totally.
So it's a good thing. When you say you know people, Leon's pretty heavily involved in some skate technology, correct?
Yeah, big time. Yeah, he made a frame.
He made a frame?
Yeah.
Are they out right now?
No, it's he just made a few prototypes, and he's been skating it, and I tried out his frame, and he's just like kind of given them out to people to try and like get feedback on. But it's like super wizard shit. Like it's good. Like he kind of looked at like how wheels wear down. Like if you were to skate flat for a certain amount of time, each wheel would wear a certain way. So he kind of looked at that, and he made a frame that is not only rockered, but each wheel is at a specific height where they would naturally wear to.
Wow.
So basically it's like you have like a well-worn flat frame or a rockered frame or whatever, only you have brand new wheels. So you put them on, and it's just like, oh yeah, it feels like I've been skating these for months. They feel perfect, but oh, I have brand new wheels. You know?
Wow, that's interesting. I'm curious to know how he handles his experiment for that. How did he even test out changing the heights and finding out what works? I mean, the trial and error that must have went into that. Unbelievable.
Yeah. He kind of nailed it the first time. I guess just from simply observing the way that each wheel wears down, he kind of said, okay, that's kind of how it should be, because that's how they wear. And in a way, it also makes it each wheel wears down less, because if you think about it, there's always certain wheels that wear down the most if you're riding flat. But if they're already at a height and the way that they're gonna wear down too, then they're not gonna wear down as much.
Oh wow! See, that's a concept I would have never even thought of.
Yeah.
That's really original. That's clever. Hey, my hat goes off to Leon for doing that. I'm sure that's going to benefit a lot of people down the road, and maybe even inspire other frame companies to adhere to that standard.
Yeah, it's like a new kind of. I mean, there's anti-rocker, there's flat rocker, there's rockered, and this is kind of a new. There's no frame that's designed like that, where each wheel is at a specific height. It's very smart.
Yeah,
kudos to him.
Yeah. So he owns Shop Task, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he has, I think, 5 shops now.
Shop Task has more than one location.
Yeah, it has 5.
Really?
Yeah, it started.
Oh gosh.
The first one was in Vancouver. Yeah, and there's one in. I think there's one in Calgary, one in Quebec, I think. One in Seattle. It might be 4. It might be 3 in Canada, 1 in the States. But yeah, it's incredible what he's done.
Yeah.
With Shop Task.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Started out out of his car, out of the trunk of his car. I remember there was a shop when I first moved to Vancouver. There was a shop called Autoline in Vancouver, and that was the main shop. It had been there for 12 years or something, and Leon had moved there around the same time, and there was all this drama about who do you you should support Autoline and not this Shop Task dude selling shit out of his trunk, and there was the Shop Task supporters and the Autoline supporters.
Okay, so there's a little rivalry.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good for business. And
totally. Because it's this shop has been around for over a decade. And it's this scumbag comes into town selling shit out of his trunk. It's who do you support? It's fuck that guy. Shop from Autoline, and then slowly he was so passionate about skating, and he was actually the guy out at the sessions, skating, and he knew about the products. This other guy that ran, it was called Autoline, he wasn't, he was just an old business dude, not that into skating. Okay. And eventually, he just couldn't compete with this kid who was ultra passionate about rollerblading. And that was Leon, and Autoline eventually went out of business, and Leon took over.
Wow.
He's been slowly taking over the rest of the planet this whole time.
That's awesome. Good. Yeah. I mean, a skate shop, it does wonders for the skate community that lives by the skate shop.
It's very important.
I'm at the age where my foot has stopped growing. I know what size I need. But I mean, some young kids that want to switch skates or their foot's still growing, it kind of sucks that if you don't have a skate shop near you, you have to order online and just hope that you get the right size.
Oh man!
I imagine that turn off a lot of people from wanting to purchase skates.
Yeah.
And now I know that there's a lot of business going into this sort of thing, and I'm no expert, but I'm just curious. Is there a way shop owners could set up some type of program where people could like try a couple skates on and then send them back? And
Yeah.
I'm sure that would be very expensive, but I don't know. Like, I'm real big about trying stuff on in person before spending a couple $100 on it.
Exactly. And it's huge to have someone at the shop who actually knows what they're talking about. You know, someone who has a lot of experience with it and can ask you questions like, how are you planning on using these? Like, what do you want to do? Like, are you going to be skating around the seawall? Are you going to be skating cones? Are you going to be going to the skate park? Like, what do you want out of these? You know, and that's a huge barrier for rollerblading because it is more specific what you need from that person. Like, if you're getting a scooter, a scooter is a scooter. I mean, I know there's probably variances in the technology, but it's not like it needs to fit your foot. It's not like, you know, and a skateboard is a skateboard. So it's easy.
Yeah.
You really need that specialized customer service thing.
Oh, for sure.
When you're just getting into it. I mean, yeah, you and me, like, we've been doing it forever. So it's like, we know what we want. We can kind of figure it out. But someone who's just getting into it, they need that. They need a pro at the shop who, you know.
And when Sean and I were coming up and buying skates as like young kids, like, we had the luxury of skate shop. In fact, there were 2 skate shops like by us, you know, and that's really important. So again, hats off to Leon. I hope his skate shops grow, and you know, it seems like he found a business model.
Yeah.
That worked.
Totally.
Good for him, because I know owning a skate shop, from what I've heard, is no easy task.
No, it's, yeah, a lot of people fail. There's a lot of failure, but yeah, he's just insane. He's a hard worker, and he's just obsessed with what he does.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's great. You know, it's we're really lucky to have people like him.
I would agree with that. For sure.
I wouldn't have had the courage to like take a leap like that and just like run with it the way he has. Like, it's insane.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's risky, but that's awesome. That's really great that he's doing well.
Yeah.
I really like this crab walk true fish was so sick.
Crab walk true fish.
Yeah, remember?
Did Leon do a crab walk true fish?
Yeah.
What
Wasn't it proof itself too? On the quarter pipe.
on the quarter pipe? Remind me, in what edit?
Leon rolls up crab walk stance, surfs up quarter pipe, and then jumps real high in the air. And
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that was yeah.
That was sick.
Yeah, that was incredible. Yeah, that was the last trick in Prove Yourself too. Was the
You know what's funny? Like, our weird vocabulary for like trick names. Like, do you call that a crab walk? Like, what do you call that?
Yeah.
I've heard frog stance, crab walk. Like, I've heard all kinds of weird things.
I know it as a crab walk. I think most people refer to it as a crab walk, but yeah, there's a couple different names for that one. I'm trying to remember. I think Frank Stoner had a certain name for it. In Austin, they call it open for business. I think it's open
Business.
open for business.
Wow.
That trick is getting more popular. I think people are knowing it as the crab walk now.
You know what? My brother, like when he messes up and like he's gonna like fall or like he's spinning off and not able to complete the rotation, he instantly goes in crab walk mode to like save himself from a fall.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Do you?
Like, if you're not gonna make the spin, like if you're gonna do like a 90, you can like save yourself by just going into a crab walk. And it's better than like just hitting like sideways and then slamming on your hip.
Yeah.
It like saves
sure.
it. But I saw. I think I saw a Vine.
It looks so funny when.
Yeah. I think I saw a Vine. Your brother did like a crab walk and then sweat stance or Mizu to rail.
Yeah, no, it was a tabernacle.
It was a tabernacle.
Yeah, and the thing was, we were saying, oh, he did crabby to tabby to crabby.
Sick.
Crabby to tabby.
It's like
that was funny. He's a goof. He can do weird stuff like that.
Do you fuck around with the crab walk at all?
I mean, I've not anywhere near the level of that.
Yeah, I've never seen you incorporate the crab walk into any kind of a trick.
No. I don't know. It's like when Leon did it though, it was like, whoa, that was really sick.
Yeah. Like
every time I've seen it, I've like thought of it was like a gag move.
Yeah, it's pretty dorky. Like it's a pretty.
But I think Leon's was cool. Like really, like it actually looked like natural, and like I didn't think, like I was like that was really sick.
Yeah.
Like I was really impressed with it.
For sure.
Like it was one of those. It was like one of the tricks that made me go, "Oh my god!" Like out loud, like because he had some height too. He didn't just roll into the true fish. He was airing.
Yeah.
And slapped it in there, held it, and controlled it to forward. I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
Yeah, it was
like
mad ninja. And he, before doing it, he launched like a pyramid and landed in the tranny in crab walk. And then into the quarter pipe. So it was like a full line. Like, it was sick. I love it when people do kind of a move that's like, dorky like a crab walk, but they do something so sick with it that it is like anyone who's watching, even if they're like, oh, crab walks are dorky, they see that trick and they're like, oh, that was so sick. And it totally changes the way they think about a crab walk or like some dorky trick when someone takes it and does something like really amazing with it.
Exactly. I mean, it just goes to show you again, like there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's pretty much like how you do it.
Yeah.
You could do any trick. Maybe this might sound far-fetched, I don't know, but I'm sure sidewalks could look cool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, maybe, why not?
Yeah. Well, my friend Danny, you know Danny Beer from Canada?
Of course I know Danny Beer. He's really talented and he puts out cool edits.
Yeah.
I've spoken to him through Facebook before. Great guy.
Nice. Yeah. He's a really awesome guy. But he put out a Vine, like a little teaser of something that he's working on, and it had a sidewalk, and it looked really, really sick.
I don't have Vine.
You're not on Vine?
No, I don't. What is it? I don't even know what it is.
It's 6-second videos.
Okay.
It's like Instagram, but it's just videos.
Okay.
Just short videos that like loop.
Ah.
It hasn't taken off as much as I thought it was going to. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of people on it, but it's fun. And the fun thing is, like, they're short little videos that just load super fast on your phone, and you can just scroll through. It's really interesting, actually. I've spent some time just like looking at the hashtag rollerblading.
Okay.
And there'll be like really weird videos of like girls in their basement like trying rollerblades.
Oh my goodness.
And like weird things of like dudes like making fun of rollerblading, but it's like these really funny videos. Like for that, it's really cool. Mm-hmm. But Instagram video is kind of taken over.
Yeah,
the video.
I could see that. Well, does Danny have his trailer online?
It was. Yeah, I think it was on his Instagram. It was a thing for. Did you watch Fish and Clips?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good video, but the guy who made that, they're working on a new video called Timbits Blading.
Okay.
And
it's coming out soon.
I think it's coming out. I don't know. Like, I think they're filming now, so maybe in the fall or something. I'm not totally sure, but Timbits Blading has an Instagram account, and they post like trailers or like clips of what they filmed, and they're really good. Like really weird stuff.
I wonder if I follow some. I'm gonna go. Well, I'm not gonna do it now. I'm gonna type it to me in the little bar down there and send it to me. I'm gonna look them up and follow them.
Timbits Blading. Yeah, I'm stoked because I really liked Fishing Clips.
Does that have anything to do with Tim Hortons?
Yeah.
That place is cool. I've been to Canada a couple times and I've eaten at Tim Hortons.
Have you? Yeah, Tim Hortons is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's total like. Apparently, like looking at the Instagram, it seems like a lot of them like work at Tim Hortons.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure. Yeah, it seems like it. Like a lot of them are like employees at Tim Hortons, and then they like are making this video.
Okay. What's the bits? Tim Bits.
Timbits Blading.
I'm saying I get like the reference of Tim.
Oh yeah, okay. So Timbits, they're like because it's a donut shop. So Timbits are like little balls of donut.
Okay.
So you'll get like a pack of 12 Timbits, and they're like just little balls that are donuts.
Yeah.
Called Timbits.
I think Dunkin' Donuts has something like that, but they call them Munchkins, I think.
Yeah. I think so.
You have Dunkin' Donuts in Canada, right?
Dunkin'. I think we do. They're definitely not super popular because like Tim Hortons owns the donut market.
Yeah,
but, we have Robin's Donuts. I think we have Dunkin' Donuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I get what you're saying though. So Timbits are these little awesome donut things that are super delicious and
like bite size balls.
Timbits blade. So do they like eat a bunch of Timbits and then strap the blades on and?
Well, we'll have to wait and see the video. I'm not exactly sure.
I'm intrigued. I'm like, how are they going to put this in, or does it have relevance? I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, it's got my interest.
For sure. Yeah.
Danny Beer's good. Anything he puts out is really cool to watch. So.
For sure.
I'm already sold.
Yeah.
I'm just curious on the.
Curious on what?
A little mystery never hurt.
Yeah. No shit. Danny is like the nicest, happiest little dude ever. He's great.
He seems that way. I don't know if I've met him in person.
There's like he's from Newfoundland. There's like a thing where you just know like people from Newfoundland are just like really friendly.
Yeah.
They're all just like really nice people. Or at least like that's the consensus like around Canada. It's like Newfies, they're like really friendly and cool, and some of them have like weird accents. Yeah, but Danny's a Newfie, and like he's super friendly and
now geographically speaking, where is this town?
So Newfoundland is way on the east coast of Canada.
Northern East Coast?
I think like kind of mid.
Okay.
Yeah. Like mid Canadian East Coast. So northern to Americans, but they're really far away. Canada's a huge country. Yeah. But Danny's actually living in Vancouver now.
Vancouver. I don't know that.
Which is on the west.
That's okay. So that's quite a move for him.
Yeah, it's a complete other side of Canada.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I've had fun in Canada before. I mean, I haven't traveled at all too much, but I've definitely been to Toronto. That's a cool town, really neat town. And I've always liked Montreal.
Yeah, I've never been to Montreal. I really want to go to. Everyone says really good things about Montreal.
I'm kind of surprised, but I guess, like you said, I mean, Canada's huge.
Yeah, I've been.
That's fun though.
Yeah. You haven't been traveling that much. I get like it's weird for me to talk to you because you're saying that you're like you're not You're not really involved with the industry these days.
No.
Not at all. Like, you're one of the best. You are like, you're at the top of the chain. When it, like, in my head, it's like Colin Kelso. It's like Chris Haffey, Colin Kelso, Brian Shima. Like, you are, like, I don't want to blow. I've blown a lot of smoke up your ass, but to be honest, like, that's how I feel. So it's weird to hear you say like that you're not in the industry.
Maybe they think I'm like a liability or something, or I mean, it's also my own fault though. I don't have the time.
Right.
You know.
But
like,
you produce just as much as the dudes that are in the limelight.
Yeah, I you know, there's like certain expectations. They want you to travel. You know, there's pressure to produce content, of course, as there should be. And you know what? At the end of the day, like, the math doesn't really add up. Like, for me, being 29 years old, like, I want to set up a future so that I can skate. Because once skating ends, it's not transferable.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not transferable.
Like I just told you, man, I went from being a busboy at 15 to going through this whole thing of skating where I was getting like international recognition, and guess what I'm doing? Bussing tables after I'm done. It's not transferable.
Right.
Well, I shouldn't speak in absolutes. Maybe for some people it might be. For me, it wasn't. And I don't think my story is going to be too much different for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. From what I've gathered, it isn't transferable. And you know what? If you're not sponsored and you're not having that anymore, you're going to be working a restaurant gig. You're going to be working retail. You're going to be doing some kind of manual labor. Chances are, they're going to want you on weekends.
Yeah.
And the best days to skate are Saturday and Sunday, because businesses are closed or limited hours on those days, you know. So like the best time to go out in the streets and skate is on the weekend. So the way I look at it, like, I'm in a position where I'm setting myself up to continue skating. Like, I get to have my comfortable life. I'm building a future, and I have weekends off.
Yeah.
Like, in a lot of ways, I look at it like landing a good career was the next natural step to stay involved.
Totally.
So I you know, in that sense, that's what I'm doing to stay afloat. That's what I'm doing to maintain and you know, keep having some time to go out with my brother and make stuff happen, you know, on our own terms. And there's no pressure. And I like it like that. I actually like this better than I did as a sponsored skater.
Totally.
I you know, because I'm not worried about a check. I don't worry about any type of finances. Like, everything is covered with what I'm getting at my job. So all I have to do is just be a good employee, be a good worker, you know, keep evolving and trying to do better, which I am, and then I skate on the weekend.
Yeah.
And I like it like that. It's simple. I love the Midwest too. I have a very simple, pretty easy life out here right now.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah. So that's what it is.
I'm happy that you've found that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
That's huge.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's just it seems very simple.
Mm-hmm.
And very attainable for most people to do that. But it's rare though to hear what your experience is, to hear how you're approaching it. It is rare that people would say, yeah, I got a job, I got a career, and I'm skating and I'm loving skating, and it's all like balanced. It's like people for so long looked at it as like all or nothing. Like, it's like they were either a pro blader or they just were, I work a job now. Mm-hmm. But it's like, no, like, you can combine those two things and it can even be more advantageous for your skating to have a balanced life.
Oh yeah.
And you might not have as much freedom as like a pro skater lifestyle, but you still have ample time to do what you want to do. And
yeah, and you know what? When I had a lot of free time, when I was just like getting by, if you will, from my skate checks, you know, I was like, oh well, I got all day to do this. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to go do whatever I want, whatever feels comfortable. And it wasn't that motivating. But now that I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm like, you know, trying to balance work and skating. It's like, oh my God, like I have a free chance to skate. I'm going to take it. Whereas in the past, when you have all this free time, you might not take it because you might not value it as much.
yeah.
That's when your time is tied up. For everybody, you know, that's my own personal experience. So, you know, when you hear me say that, take is that.
Yeah. There is a lot of truth in that. But do you ever wish you had more time? Do you ever feel like, well, I could do more if I had like more time to do this?
I have a lot of time to skate. I really do. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I can, if I'm not traveling with my job overnight, I usually can make it home between 5 and 6. I might, because I have to log what I do. I do a little bit of administrative work outside calling on my offices, so I can get that done in half an hour to an hour. And then I can go hit a park with the boys or whoever and have an hour to skate, come home, cook myself dinner, maybe watch some I'm a cartoon guy. I love Seth MacFarlane's comedy. I think he's funny. Like, I watch my shows, and I go to bed, and I get up the next day, and I go to work. And that's pretty much my routine. You know, it's a very predictable, simple life. And I'm telling you, I enjoy it. So long as I'm skating, you know, at the end of the day, and I can provide for myself as an independent person, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So.
Fuck
yeah.
That's exciting.
It is. It's definitely exciting.
I mean, it's exciting in a mundane, normal kind of, predictable kind of way. It's refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
and like, it's almost like, this is just my experience, but like when you're growing up, it's almost like you look at that life as kind of a failure, as kind of like you don't want that, or you don't realize how good that can be. You're like, no, I want to be a rock star. I want to like avoid a real job. I don't want a real job. I want to like be a skater or this and that. So to hear someone say like, yeah, I do that and it works, you know, that's new in a way.
Well, you know, I mean, remember how you said look at rollerblading as a person. You know, it's like probably, well, I forget the age you said, like a young 20s maybe or something like that. But you know what I mean?
I think I've used that analogy a couple times, and I've said that it's at a different age. But yeah, it's like a teenager right now, maybe young 20s, you know, early 20s.
And you know what? You're starting to see rollerbladers become fathers for the first time. You know, like it is new because rollerblading is still a new thing. I think you're going to see more people, you know, doing like finding good careers, not living like I don't know what the word for it is, like rock stars or whatever. Just like the couch surfing, like the living with tons of like male roommates that are partying all the time. Like you're gonna see guys like become homeowners, have like stable careers. Like it's just starting now. You know, I think maybe it's a rare thing now, but I feel as time goes on, it won't be so rare. It'll be like almost a norm.
Yeah.
Because I don't personally, for myself, I don't see any other way that I could continue to skating if I wasn't making this move.
Yeah.
I think it's important for me to stay involved. So we'll see what happens. I know a lot of guys are still hanging on to it.
For sure.
And trying to make it work and whatnot. And it's a risky move. It's a risky life move because, like I said, if you decide that it's time to hang them up and move on from sponsorship, there's really not going to be too much available for a person with your quote unquote skill set or lack thereof.
Yeah.
Most employers aren't going to be like, oh, you've rollerbladed for 15 years? Yeah, come on, you're hired. I'm like, no, you're. Like I'm telling you, they wouldn't even let me serve tables, Todd.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even let me serve tables. They're like, wait, you worked in a restaurant when you were 15? How old are you? 27? You've been skating? We have a busboy position.
Yeah.
You want that?
Whew.
Yeah. But it was one of the best experiences that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
And yet, not for nothing, I was a damn good busboy. Anything that is worth doing, it's worth doing well, and I put my all into that. And I love the restaurant. It's a little Mexican restaurant in the Plaza, Kansas City, called Zocalo.
Yeah.
The people there are nice. They make good food, and they gave me my start in Kansas City, so I'll always be grateful to those people.
Nice.
But it was kind of humiliating a little bit, but it was humbling, and it taught me a lot about who I am and how I need to change my ego if I'm going to move forward and be a productive member of society, blah, blah, blah.
For sure.
But it was good. It was good, man.
Humiliation is very healthy. It's a good thing to experience.
Sure.
For anybody. Like, it's good to recognize that you're just a person.
Right.
And I think Joey's article was really good for that, for kind of slapping people in the face and saying, like,
that's why I loved it.
Like, this is, like, if you step outside of it, it's like, this is what you are to people to people's mom, to people's parents, like, to the world. Like, you really are a piece of shit. Like, there's a small following around the world that think you're awesome, and you are awesome. You are awesome. You have, like, the things that you do affect a small group of people really intensely, but to the world, you're a piece of shit, and it's good to recognize that.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? When like I've seen, I haven't talked to him. Obviously, you know that this is the first time I'm talking to you. But I said, I can kind of get how you guys are through your videos and your podcast. And like while I was reading it, like I picture him like kind of like laughing and being like kind of like sarcastic and like I think how some people took it like really offensive, but it was almost like playful and like kind of funny to me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think he was like sitting there like hitting the keys like angry.
Fucking rollerblading.
Yeah. Like I don't think he was on that kind of level with. That's why I looked at it and I just was like, wow, this is really awesome. I like that piece. It was really cool.
That's really good to hear. I'm happy because like a lot of like I woke up this morning and had a message on my phone from someone who was like, yo, I just wanted to let you know that I unliked the Mushroom Blading Facebook page. I love everything that you guys do, but I read that article that Joey wrote and I'm done with you motherfuckers. Yeah. And I've had a few messages like this where people are just so offended that 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 he would write that and we would like put that up, that they're just like, yo, like I'm done. And I was kind of going back, like in my head, I was kind of thinking about responses to it all day, and I haven't written them back, but I think I'm just gonna write back like, best of luck to you, like you're always welcome. That's it.
Yeah.
And you know, and that was kind of the point of the article, was kind of to push. I think people need to be poked a little bit.
I agree.
They need to feel whatever they're feeling when they read it.
Right.
It's a slap in the face. It's like you being a busboy again. It's just like, it's painful, but it's so healthy, you know?
Mm-hmm. I needed it. It was a complete 360 degrees, you know? Like I was kind of being like a selfish, unreasonable person, like caught up in whatever I thought I had going on, and in the real world it really wasn't a big deal like I had made it out in my head. So yeah, it was definitely changing. It was definitely a positive change for me. That was crucial to like get me to the point I'm at now. But you know what, I had a thought in my head. I can't remember what I was going to say. I hate when this happens.
That sucks.
Well, anyway, don't wait for me to think of it. It might come back.
I'm happy that you liked the article.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think it's important, back to how you were saying people need to be poked a little bit. But yeah, like it's important, like not just with your rollerblading passion, but anything you do in life, you should be at least willing to hear someone else's point of view and be able to accept critique. And in all walks of life, like it's an important thing to have it, in my opinion, because it shows that you're rational, you're willing to take critique, you can be objective. Like if you're just gonna say, oh my God, like I hate that, like right off the bat without really putting too much thought into it, I mean, I don't know, it doesn't really say much about the person.
Well, yeah, you're closing yourself off to a certain way of thinking, because you're just being defensive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's so important to be able to take critique and criticism and say, okay, you didn't like this, why didn't you like it? Or at least take it in and try to learn something from it.
Right.
But to automatically just be defensive and like, oh, this is pathetic, this is, what the fuck is this guy thinking? You're closing yourself off to a certain level to a certain, like a lot of people think that.
Yeah.
Whether you fucking like it or not. Like most people look at what you're doing and they're like, look at this weirdo on fucking rollerblades.
Right.
And you can choose not to focus on that, and that's fine. Go out and have a good time and don't dwell on it. Don't worry about it to the point where what you're doing isn't fun, but don't pretend that perception doesn't exist, and don't pretend that you're something you're not.
Right. No, I agree. And at the end of the day, it's creating awareness about the matter, and honestly, I think he should be getting applauded for it, not hate. But I'm sure some people do like it.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people liked it. Well, a few.
Yeah.
But I think definitely a lot of people, even if they didn't love it, they didn't hate it. They just were like, oh, weird. You know? And then watched some porn and jerked off or whatever they did afterwards. Like, who cares? But it's great that someone within rollerblading said those things, I think. And his message, when I read it, it was really actually pro rollerblading. It was saying like, let's be more rollerblading. Mm-hmm. Let's be more of what we are and really own it. Let's be more rollerblading than we have been. That's all it was like.
I pulled that away from it myself. But yeah, it was pro rollerblading.
Yeah. I think the future is very rollerblading. I think rollerblading is going to get way more rollerblading-y
Yeah,
in the future.
I could see that.
When I imagine what skating's going to be like 10 years from now, I think it's going to be very extremely rollerblading.
Yeah.
If that means anything.
Oh, for sure. I mean, look at what it was 10 years ago right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's not stopping.
No.
So what's next? I can't really imagine what it's going to be, but like you said, yeah. It'll probably go that route. I mean, I'm kind of like one of those guys though now that I'm kind of like caught up in like what I do. Like I have certain things that I do, I guess. I mean, it's no secret. I like skating ledges.
Yeah.
I love ledges. I like finding stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, that's like one of the like, oh, where do you want to skate, Colin? Oh, I don't know. Is there some good ledges around or something? Like, I just thought, I don't know. But I'm curious. I'm excited to see where it goes myself, though. I don't know how much of a contributing, person I'll be to it, but I'll be out there doing
fuck
something.
That. You're gonna contribute.
We'll see. I'm gonna try to do a thread the needle for you.
Yeah.
I'll try to put a new twist on that.
Alley-oop Machio, fakie 3 thread the needle to alley-oop toe roll.
All right. It would be cool to
Hot.
if there's like after the toe roll, maybe I could like drop off like a curb or like a ledge or something.
Ooh, now you're talking.
That's a little. Dude,
Or if
I
there's
wish
another little curb so you could toe roll into an alley-oop sole from it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You guys were doing some cool stuff on this one. I was watching Big Wheels with Sean because he hadn't seen it yet, and I love that video. Like, I really thought that was cool. There was this one obstacle you guys were skating though. It was like under a bridge, I think maybe, but it was like a bank. It was like a ledge, and there was like a bank on top of the ledge, and you guys were like rolling up, and then like. I don't even know what these tricks are called, like, but you were doing like some tricks and it would like slap into the ledge.
Yeah.
Like I think Joey did something where he did like soul rolled up, like did what Joey does and then slapped it into his soul, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, yeah.
He also did this thing, I think he like surfed around on like one foot and then dropped into the
alley-oop sole.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. That shit was incredible. Yeah. A few people have commented on that trick.
Yeah.
Really sick.
But I just thought that was cool. You know what I wanted to ask you too? Do you know how when you have like the khaki cargo shorts and the red shirt on, were you like inspired by like a Latimer outfit?
Not consciously, no.
But like that, like clips of him wearing like black oxygens and like those big khaki cargo shorts with the red shirt.
I do. Now that you mention it, I totally do.
Damn, like he looks like Latimer right now.
Yeah. I totally know what you're saying. Maybe on a subconscious level I channeled that. But I wasn't consciously like, yeah, I look like Latimer with my khaki shorts. But I think the old schoolers have an appreciation for the khaki shorts that the young bucks don't really understand.
They're sick. Yo, you guys had that they're just real entertaining edits. Like that one, like when you have like rollerblades on your hands and like you're like in this like the face you're making. It's like, oh my god, like I love how like you mix that sort of thing in with like pretty much the style you guys invented. Like I like how there's like these like comical moments where you're like not taking it seriously, like you're having fun and you're like making people laugh. I loved like when you were playing with the tire too, like kicking it around, jumping, or like, dude, that was sick. Like I just love that stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely more to be done with the tire. That tire that we got, because we had it in our heads, like, we got to bring out a tire one day for a session.
The video is called Big Wheels. Like, there's this big wheel, like, you're just, I don't know, there's just so many amazing, like really intelligent things that you guys did, whether you knew it or subconsciously did it, like you did it and it just worked and flowed well. Like, and you guys put out content all the time. Like, you guys are like, you must produce pretty quick, I'd imagine.
Yeah, well, yeah, we don't have a lot of time. We joke that we have the highest like time, just the time of edits that we put out ratio to time that we spend skating. We have like the highest percentage in the world because like we skate. We'll go out and film like maybe once a week, sometimes once a couple weeks, and then from that we'll produce like 8 minutes from like one session.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you like how many clips or like how many minutes of like raw cut up footage like are you walking away with? 8 minutes though.
Well, we film like. We don't fuck around.
Yeah.
We just go and we film. Me and Joey usually just go skate and we'll just go back and forth.
Yeah.
Like I film something. Okay, it's your turn, bitch. What do you got? Film something. Then film me. Then film you. And we try not to waste too much time doing the same thing over and over. That's a mistake that a lot of people make. They get stuck on like, oh, I gotta do this. We let it be imperfect. Imperfections, I think, are great. In skating.
Well, hey, it's working for you. It really is. I mean, I'm, like I said, probably 10 times already, I'm a big fan. I just want to point out more cool tricks. Like, okay, there's like a slider bar in Prove Yourself 2, and you guys were using like big wheels, because with small wheels, you can't walk on rails. Like, you were doing maneuvers where you were like walking and like stepping and using the urethane that would purposely stick to the metal to like hop into other tricks and switch ups, and like Sean was just like, whoa, that was so next level. Like, I was like, yeah, dude, like I told you to watch this. Joey had on like some like jogging pants with like a supercomputer robot shirt on.
They were like tights.
Yeah. And he did something where he ended it. I forget what the move was, but I think it like ended with like something like True Machio or something, and he like landed and like kind of like did like one of those like I'm a cool rollerblader pose. And like I was just like, wow, that was so perfect. Like I almost feel like he's like sarcastically like mocking people that do that. Yeah. Like, and I absolutely love it, because at the same time I'm like, oh, that was awesome. Like, thank you for doing that. I mean, honestly, you could probably see me do that sometimes, and I'm like being a goofball, being serious or something. Yeah. And he's like taking that and like, you know, hey, I'll tell you right now, like you could never hurt my feelings, you know, or any, like you could make fun of me. I know I've done stupid things and I've done, you know, weird stuff. Like and coming from Philly, like we make fun of each other all the time, you know, like we're big shit talkers, you know.
Well, I'll give it to you. There was like a while, there was like a certain era of Kelso that the style was like it was like overstyled. It was good. Like, your style has always been good, but there was an era where it was like forced, or it felt forced. It didn't feel as natural. But I think as you've gotten older, it was like you could tell like style was really important to you, and you wanted to have good style. And there was a few clips that it was like, okay, he's forcing it. It doesn't feel like as natural, but right. I think through that, as you've gotten older, the last few sections the style has become more natural, and it was like, because you tried so hard to have that style, it was like you developed it to a point where it is natural.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I critique myself, you know. Yeah. I really do. And I sometimes I'll revisit like old things I've made and watch them, and I will say the same thing. The words you just said, I think that's an honest and truthful observation.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more. you know. But yeah, it's funny, like waiter arm, like forces style. Like I'm like sitting here, like reading these things, and I'm like, oh man, like so like I used to get like really upset, and it could like hurt. So yeah, if you guys who wanted to hurt my feelings, did you accomplish that? Yes, you did.
But there is truth to it. But it's like it was like that. Like your journey through it, that created what you are today. So it was like a good thing that you did that.
Yeah.
That you experimented with it, and you were so focused on whatever style was in your head. You know, it takes a long time for people to find what they are in life, and in like when you're talking movement, the way you're going to move your body when you're doing tricks with wheels under your feet, like it's like you know, you have a vision in your head, and at a lot of points it's going to look unnatural, or maybe it'll look unnatural, but I think it's always a good thing to just like do exactly what you see in your head, or like be shameless. Like if you think that if you want to wear like a cutoff jean shirt and you want to have waiter arm and you just want to steeze the fuck out of something, like do it. That's awesome. If you feel that in your heart, like let it go. Sing to the heavens, you know, go to the top of a mountain, like this is who I am, fuck it. Yeah. And even if people are like, oh, I see right through that motherfucker, that shit ain't natural, he was trying, like, so what, I was trying, bitch, like, why don't you try a little harder, like, instead of sitting on your ass writing comments.
And you know, that's another way you could look at it. But yeah, it's no lie, I've taken it very seriously, and, you know, I'm not going to act like too cool to say like I didn't try. I'm not going to try to be too cool and say like I didn't care. Like, yeah, I tried, I cared. And you know, and because like a lot of stuff that I've done has been in the limelight, it kind of makes me an easy target too. You know? So
but man, you can't fuck with your fucking NIM section, man. Jesus Christ. So you ended up being on Brian Shima's boot company. Like, did you know Shima before that happened, or? We've met. I think. Like he's come to Philadelphia before. I think I may have traveled with him a little bit on like an RFCC tour, or some kind of like skate tour where it was like we're visiting skate parks, that sort of thing. But I mean, I don't know him super well. I've actually gotten to know him more closely in recent years than I have. Like, I would say I got to know him a little bit better, like through like over the phone type conversations, like a little emailing here and there. I've gotten to know him better though after I pretty much like left sponsorship and all that stuff went down. But yeah, he's a really cool guy. He really cares about skating and like his riders and whatnot. And yeah, like he gives his riders stake in the company, which is a unique thing, I feel. One thing I always thought, it's like, wow, like, you know, well, we can't pay you, but, you know, like, I'm not saying SSM, I'm just saying other companies in general, they're like, we're not going to pay you. And it's like, all right, well, since I'm like helping grow this, can I have like a stake in the company? Yeah.
And it's pretty cool and refreshing and really respectable that he does give guys a stake in the company, because if you really want it and this is the lifestyle of your choice and you want to do nothing but this, he's given them the opportunity to make it happen. And it puts it in their hands, like, you know, he's running the whole show. So
that's a good way to approach it.
Yeah, I think it is too, and I think that it's more motivating to me. You know, I wish when I was younger maybe I had an opportunity like that. But for younger guys getting into it, I think that's probably the best deal you're going to find right now in sponsorship. Is like, and you know, every company needs a lot of work. There's not any, I wouldn't say that there's any company that's doing it perfect. Yeah. You know, every company needs work, and I hope as the company, continues to age and grow, I hope people support him because he deserves it. I know I'm always going to be riding his skates because I really like him. I also really like John Bellino. Bellino's like real close to me because he grew up skating in and around the Philly, Jersey area where I'm a Philly guy, so I hold him dear to my heart for that reason. He's a great guy. I want him to succeed, and I like that he skates the skates,
So was Bellino like a Grom coming up when you were skating in Philly?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like
just like a young buck. I don't mean Grom in a derogatory kind of way. Just like a young skater.
A young guy. I met him as a young kid who just loved skating, and he wanted to skate hard, have fun, and I don't know, it just seemed like he was naturally good at it. Like he, was always real comfortable on skates. He always had like a big trick vocabulary or whatever. And yeah, he was just a friendly guy that just wanted to like be part of it. And he's just one of those skaters who can like pretty much do anything he wants. But yeah, like having some time, like kind of watching him grow up is a really cool experience. I wish I could actually spend more time with them just because I really like him as a person and as a skater. So, but yeah, a lot of guys that I used to talk to, I don't talk to as much. I don't see as much. A lot of the East Coast guys, like, and it just, you get older and you lose connection. You're not you're not even anywhere near each other geographically. So
yeah, that's tough for me. Like, there's so many people that I love being around and hanging out with, like people that I consider to be my best friends. Mm-hmm. I never see them.
Yeah,
just because like they live. Like I always make jokes around my wife that I have no friends because like I honestly don't have any friends. Like Joey, my friend Matt stopped by today, which was awesome. But like locally, like I just don't. I don't have a lot of bros. I don't like. I don't have a lot of. I wish I had friends stopping by all the time and like, but it sucks. Like, I wish. How crazy would it be if every rollerblader in the world lived in the same city?
It'd be nuts. You'd always have something to do. You'd always have someone to skate with. Yeah.
Or at least, like, we always joke, like, if all the bladers in Canada, like, moved to one city, how amazing it would be. We gotta... Hey, yo, I'm putting this out publicly, and I'm saying this to you. We gotta have a fucking blader retirement home.
Yeah.
Like, when we're, like, 80, 90, when we're all, like, old-timers, we'll have a little skate park. We'll have, like, the retirement home. We'll have hot bitches, like, looking after us. We gotta make that a reality. How awesome would it be? We'll just podcast all the time.
Oh, all the time. We're gonna need a VHS player though.
Oh, you're goddamn right, of course. A VHS player.
So like after dinner, right before bed, we can watch some skate videos, watch all the classic videos, and just be, remember when times were good?
Yeah.
They don't make them like they used to.
Could you imagine year 2050 and we're popping in like VG4? Man.
Yeah.
We gotta do that, man. Blader retirement home.
Let's do it. I hope that I make it to 90.
Yeah. You will. I hope you do too.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope we all do.
I think a lot of us will. There'll be some casualties, of course. We can't expect all of us to make it, but maybe by the time we're 90, it'll be like young.
Yeah.
It'll be like the new 30. 90's the new 30.
Oh my god, that would be awesome.
It was always Shima. I had this vision of Shima being like having a white beard and being an old man, like a 90-year-old Shima, still just like ripping. And in the old man kind of way, where it's like he's like the wizard, he's like the grand master who, you know, like his body is kind of failing, but he has so much experience that he can just do these like unfathomable maneuvers. They're just like, whoa, like, and he's wearing a white robe, he's got a long white beard.
You're like painting a really sick picture in my head right now. It's almost like a character out of like what was that guy from like Kill Bill?
Yeah,
he had like the eyebrows, like he was just like
the teacher.
Yeah, what was his like? Yeah, like I'm envisioning that guy, like
the guy he ripped out that one girl's eye.
Yeah, that guy. Well, I can't think of his name right now, but you know who I'm talking about.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, like he'll be on some
and he would always whisk his beard, like he would grab his beard, like when he knew that he was making progress. Yeah, and the girl with one eye poisoned him.
Black Mamba was her
Black
name.
Mamba, that's right.
I remember her. I can't think of the guy.
Pai Mei. I think
is that
something like that.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of the title where it was like the torment of Pai Mei or something like that, because they had like titles to all. I love that movie.
That was a goodie. Well, Tarantino's brilliant. Anything he does is, but that one in particular was incredible.
Kill Bill, I think Kill Bill was his masterpiece. It was just so.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah.
The mood, it took you into that world, and it was just so good.
Oh yeah.
So perfect. Jesus.
Man, now I'm gonna have to go revisit that. Now that you're talking about it, it's been a little bit since I watched it.
I remember there was this. I did this like pretty big 720 in Imagine Bladeshun over this rail out of the skate park, and like the night before, I knew I was gonna do it. Like I called Dustin. I was like, "Come film me do this jump." Like I got in my head. And I was watching Kill Bill, and I was just thinking about doing this jump. Yeah. And that movie was kind of like the perfect thing to be watching to like get me stoked. And I was just sitting there watching this movie, and my feet were sweating. And I was watching this girl like swing a sword around and like getting her revenge. And I was just like, I'm gonna fucking kill that Gap tomorrow. And like just visualizing it. And it was like that movie fucking helped me do that jump. So I got that. I got that.
Because some people will watch skate videos to get motivation, but you're like, you got hype off Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Raw. I like that. That's cool. Hey man, draw the motivation, the energy wherever you can.
Yeah, whatever works.
I like the scene where she's like in the car and she's like, wiggle your big toe or something like that.
Yeah. She's in the pussy wagon.
Yep. Oh my god, that movie. Whew.
It's a fucked up. Do you ever try to like wiggle? Because there's always certain toes that are hard to wiggle independently of the others. You ever try?
You just broke up a little bit.
Oh, did I?
Say that again.
So like, do you ever try to wiggle a toe? Like, because there's always toes that it's hard to wiggle them independently of the others.
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
I
can barely do it with my fingers, let alone my toes.
Yeah, it's an interesting like brain exercise to do that, or just to try to do that, or experience how difficult it is. So it's like, holy shit, like this is just like a little part of my body. I'm just trying to move it. And I can't. And then, so you kind of get a feel for what it's like to be like paralyzed, or to have like a broken arm or a broken leg or something wrong on a very small level. Where it's like, why can't I move this? And you feel that like frustration. No, I like things like that, or I like that.
No, I agree with you too. I've thought about that. I mean, I suck at guitar, but every now and again I try to pick it up and like learn some open chords, like the basic beginner type chords. And it's kind of like, well, put this finger on this string, put this finger, you know, on this fret, this string, blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of like that in a sense too, because I'm thinking like, oh, I can pick things up. I'm in control of my hands. But when it gets down to like these nitty gritty, like technical aspects, you're actually not in control of it as much as you may think.
Yeah.
Guitar is one of those things where it's going to exercise your fingers and kind of get you thinking on that level.
Yeah. It's like
I'm just trying to relate what you're saying to something.
No, totally. That's a perfect that feeling of frustration where it's like you think you can do it and it should be easy, but your body's just not responding the way you want. It's like you are in control, but just for very specific things that you do every day.
Right.
And then you try to do something a little bit different and you realize how incapable you actually are. Like how wait, these things I take for granted, these are actually really developed movements that I've been doing like for a really long time.
Oh yeah, what's the word? Muscle memory, or the phrase muscle memory.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like you wouldn't. Oh, my muscle has a memory. Like it's going. But yeah, repetition. You can. Yeah, with repetition, you can do anything. I guess. Maybe.
Do you exercise or work?
I listen to Richie Eisler's podcast. Great podcast, by the way. I got a foam roller because of that guy.
Okay.
I try to use that. I actually gained like 15 pounds since I've been working my job because I drive a lot, so I'm sitting down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to limit. I'm trying to, like, you know, I try to stretch here and there. Not super great at it, but I try. I don't know. I've been eating a lot recently. What's the word you guys said? The little inner tube, the inner tube around your waist.
Yeah.
How hard it is when you have that. You gotta like shed the winter pounds off, whatever. I'm kind of like, it's like almost the end of summer, and I'm still trying to fix that. But no, I'm not. You know what? I was working out a lot. I was actually in the best shape of my life right before I moved to Kansas City 2 years ago. Like I was working, like I had like some abs going on, like some biceps. Like I looked, in my opinion, I looked like the best I ever had. And, but yeah, man, it's tough when, you know, you work a lot, and sometimes you get home and you're not thinking like, oh, let me go exercise my body now. You're like, all right, what am I eating? You know, skating is my exercise.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. You're catching me at a unique moment in my life, because I'm starting to notice, like, wow, like I put on like 10, 15 pounds. Like, hey, it's time to check myself and start a regimen. So I'm kind of like, like I said, you caught me at an interesting point, because I kind of need to work on that a little bit.
Okay.
Do you exercise?
Yeah.
A lot? Like every day, every other day?
Usually like every other day. Yeah. On average, I'd say every other day. I run uphill, or I do a kettlebell workout, or like a HIIT workout, like an aerobic workout.
Okay.
Because I'm like, my job is like super inactive. I'm just sitting all the time. I have to. Both for skating, I'm a certain type of person that just like I have to. If I don't, it's I'm living in a hell. Like if I don't exert that, if I don't get out that energy, like I just can't exist. As me not doing that, it's just like brutal.
It releases chemicals in your body that make you happy and feel good about yourself too.
Yeah.
You know, I need to get on that. I've been a little lazy Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm curious to hear what other experiences work for different rollerbladers, because I'd like to maybe try some out and see what works for me. But
for sure.
So running uphill.
Just because I just do it because it's like I run uphill because it's easier on your knees. Like it's not like running is just hard on your knees. So running uphill, you don't have to do it for as long, and it's easier on your joints. But it's funny. Something I think about all the time is that like there's for certain people it's like exercise isn't as important. Like I look at like your skating is very athletic. It's very beautiful. It's almost like exercise outside of that is less important for you. I mean, there's no doubt that it would help you enjoy skating more. But you kill it, like whatever. It's like you don't need, like you've never really exercised outside of skating much, have you?
Well, like I said, there was like a stint where I was lifting weights with my dad, doing a lot of sit-ups. I did it maybe for like a year.
Yeah.
Probably not even. But my body was like really receptive. Like I instantly, within like a month, saw results.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only time, that little almost a year stint of exercising with my dad. Like since then, I haven't really. I've not done anything.
It would I think it would make skating more enjoyable, even if you just did like 1 or 2 workouts during the week when you get home from work. When you put your skates on Saturday, your body would just be like, oh yeah, here we go. But like I said, like for some people, it's not as necessary. They can just put them on and kill it. Like their body is just like, yeah, let's go. They're like a cat. They can sleep all week and then be ready to rock and roll. Some people have that.
Yeah, I don't think I have. I think I have all right genetics, but they're definitely not genetics like where I don't have to try and I can just miraculously perform well. But genetics, man, I think that it plays a huge part. Like, and we get what we're given, and that's it. So,
and certain body types too, right? Like, you're pretty short. I mean, for a normal person.
I'm 5'8".
5'8". Oh, that's not super short.
No, like it's like kind of in between 5'8", 5'9".
5'8's like totally average, isn't it? Like for a man, I don't know.
I would feel like I'm on, from my observation, I don't know. I think I'm a little on the shorter side. I feel like average is like 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah. And
then tall is like 6 or above.
Yeah. 5'8's like pretty prime for skating. Like it's like most good rollerbladers are under 5'10". I would say it's like it's easier to control your body, like the smaller your body is.
Right, and there are those exceptions, but for the most part, statistically, you're probably right. Under 5'10", and I've always thought about that. You ever notice how like people that do gymnastics get a certain type of look to their body, and they're kind of shorter people too?
And it's kind of similar to the skating body type.
Yeah.
The movements, it's like a really wiry, thin kind of like Bruce Lee had a certain body that was just he was ripped, but he wasn't blasted. He wasn't like bulky. It was like solid, lean, thin. I'll always remember the first time I saw Chris Haffey in the flesh. I was like, this dude's a fucking alien. Like, look at his arms. Like, they were like hard little sticks of arms. Like, they just, it was like no human I had seen before. It was a very unique body type. And for what we do, it's like there's a certain body that's just like the prime vessel for spinning and grinding.
I like that. That's funny. But yeah, I agree. It seems that way.
Of course, there's exceptions to the rules. There's people that, I mean, like Farmer's pretty tall, isn't he?
Farmer's tall, and look how good he is. Will Gordon, tall guy.
Yeah.
Tory Tresseder, tall guy.
Yeah. You just learn to deal with that body type.
Yeah, I mean the list goes on. Those are just like right off the top of my head right now, but there's plenty of guys that are tall.
But longevity-wise, like, it is advantageous to be shorter, even for non-rollerbladers. Like, the tall dudes always die earlier.
Really?
Always, yeah. Shorter life expectancy.
Really? I don't know that.
Don't take anything I say as fact, but in my world, that's the way it is. Like, the taller dudes die earlier. Their hearts need to pump blood further,
right,
than the short guys. So their ticker gives out sooner.
Yeah.
And skating wise, it's like that's just more weight on all your joints. The more flesh you're toting around.
That's fun. Definitely.
I think that's why I always thought of Shima as like the white wizard dude, because he's short, he'll last a long time.
Oh yeah.
He could be in his 90s still shredding with a little like a white beard that he just whisks.
I mean he loves, like, he lives and breathes rollerblading, so I'm sure. I mean, my prayers go out to him right now. Like, I really hope he has a good recovery from his recent injury.
I think it'll be good for him. I don't know him, but I think it's gonna be like a you bussin' tables type experience. Obviously, like the physical pain, the psychological pain of being so broken and disabled. He's probably going through hell right now.
Oh yeah.
And he's probably having a lot of doubt about, his future and about like his place in blading. But all of that pain and what he's going through, what he's experiencing, I think is going to result in a very exciting rollerblader.
Oh yeah.
And a very interesting person. I think my prayers and thoughts go out to him as well, and I believe that we will see a 40-year-old, 50-year-old Shima killing.
I believe it
shit.
too. I mean, look at the things he's done, like the dedication, like mentally the confidence and belief he had to have in himself to get where he's at, and to have done some of the tricks he's done over the years. Like, if anybody's going to be able to do it, it's him. Like, mentally, I think he's strong enough.
Well, he has something that he obviously really wants to do. And I think that's huge when recovering from an injury. It's like, if you have a purpose, like something, like he loves to skate, and so he is gonna do whatever he needs to do to recover and build back his body to a place where he can do that thing that he fucking loves to do. Motivation won't be an issue. Like, he'll do whatever rehab he has to do, but it's tough when, like, it's gonna be a long recovery period, and I've been there where it fucks with your head, and you can't help but think, like, I'm done, this is over, I'm old and broken, and you have those thoughts. So it's so hard to deal with, but something inside you will, like, find a way to grow back the tissues that you need to grow back.
Wiggle that big toe.
Yeah, wiggle your big toe. Shima's in the pussy wagon right now. He's wiggling his big toe.
Dude,
he'll be. It's gonna be exciting, when people
I can't wait. I'm really pulling for him on this one.
Fuck yeah. When people go through things like that, and when they have injuries and they're off the skates for that long, they come back and they're like a different person.
Yeah.
You can't come back the same. You come back like having been through that.
Right.
it changes your whole perspective on what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine like what he's going through. Do you want to know the injuries I've had? I broke a little baby pinky, kind of went off to the side. I fractured a hairline fracture on a collarbone, and that was it. Never had stitches. Never broke anything. All my years skating.
Wow. That's crazy.
You know what I mean? I can't even imagine. Like
shattering your feet. He shattered his feet, dude. Have you talked to him since that happened?
I haven't. No, not since it's happened. I wrote him a letter. Apparently, though, it never got sent out to him. I don't know. I'm having like issues with my mail carrier in my apartment because I do expense reports twice a month, and my office was saying like they didn't get one recently. So I think like they're messing up. But I reached out to him. I sent him a real nice letter. I don't think he ever got it. I talk to his girlfriend Ashley every now and again. But yeah. They, I believe from what she's told me, there's definitely a lot of hope and, good outcomes in the future for him.
Yeah.
So, they seem to be keeping a positive attitude about it, and, they're taking it like one step at a time, because it's a long process. So
totally, yeah.
Yeah, but probably should reach out to him soon. It's one of those things. It's kind of like I wasn't sure the appropriateness of it. I wasn't like if he was busy or like dealing with certain things. But I'm thinking about it now. I'm probably going to give him a call soon to see how he's doing. But that's that.
Yeah. It's good to reach out to people.
Oh yeah, definitely. They recently did a Woodward trip. I saw him there with a bunch of kids and stuff. He seemed to be in good spirits in the photos.
Yeah.
But that's cool. He's still getting out there, making an appearance. So
yeah,
that's good.
My friend Matt came over today, and he's a rollerblader, and he like a couple years ago he had a fall and he broke his leg and his arm.
Wow.
In one
Ouch.
fall. Yeah.
What was he doing?
He was doing some like wall ride, like some launch out of a quarter, and it went horribly bad. And he fell and broke his leg and his arm.
God.
It was pretty fucked up. But I gave him a call after that happened, and like Matt's like a younger rollerblader, and I've always had this relationship with Matt where I'll harp on him, like I'll just like like he's the younger dude, like I'll just like we're friends, like I'll like make fun of him, like
right.
So I called him, and I think like his first like response to me calling was really like, I don't know, defensive or he was like, hey, what the fuck? Like he was expecting me to be calling him and like harp on him. It was really awkward. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm just calling to just see how you're doing, man. It was cool. I was happy that I called him.
Yeah.
Happy that I reached out.
Yeah.
When people are fucked up, it's good to it's good to call them.
No, it is. It's the right thing to do. No, you're absolutely right.
Just to like see how they're doing.
I haven't been good about that. Damn, you're making me kind of feel bad about this. But he knows I admire him and respect. I mean, I've told him numerous times how amazing of a person, the skater I think he is. So But yeah, that reminds me, I should do that.
Yeah.
But
he's a wizard though.
Oh.
He'll be back.
Oh yeah, he's one of the kings for sure, without a doubt. Whew. Man, it's getting late where I am. It's almost 1 a.m.
Yeah, we've done a solid like 2 hours of discussion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now that I've talked to you, I won't lie, I was a little nervous, you know?
Of course. Yeah.
With anybody new that I meet, it's like I've like made opinions in my head about you, good opinions too, you know, but you know, and it's like meeting anyone for the first time that you may have heard of in the past. It's like kind of like it can be a little nerve-wracking.
Oh, for sure. And when you're recording it and you're putting it on the internet. Yeah,
and then there's the thought like, oh my God, like people are gonna listen to this. So it was a little nerve-wracking at first, but you're super comfortable to talk to. It really was a pleasure. And if it's cool with you, I hope this isn't our last.
Fuck yeah, let's do it again. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed talking to you as well. And let's, like I said, life is long. And I hope that we'll have opportunities to do a podcast again and hopefully skate together in the future.
That would be awesome.
And live it up in the Blader retirement home.
Oh yeah. I got a mean VHS collection.
Fuck yeah. It's gonna be sweet.
It's stored away nice in a safe spot at my parents' house, so.
Awesome.
Yeah, we take care of those. Those are like my most prized possessions. Sweet. Like they're priceless to me.
Yeah.
You know.
That's amazing. Sure. I've got most of them online. I don't have any of my VHSs anymore.
Mm-hmm. No. Yeah, you mentioned that to Sean. You're a minimalist? Is that what you called it?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of stuff. I got rid of a lot of stuff. A lot of which I regret getting rid of. Mm-hmm. But whatever. Lot of it's online, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's all online. There's some cool stuff online too.
A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, some stuff like I wasn't able to own, or just I don't know. But yeah, lots of cool stuff. Lots of stuff that I didn't own, but I can now revisit it. It's cool.
Very cool.
There's this one guy like Green Clover or something. I forget. He's got some cool stuff posted. Like sometimes I'll search skate videos by the user.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, this guy always has cool. Like he has like tons. Like he's from my era, like he's probably like a guy in his late 20s, early 30s, and he's just posting. But Green Clover, whoever you are, thank you.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, like I watch your stuff a lot, so.
We gotta thank all the people who put up like classic videos, because I haven't put up anything, but a lot of good stuff is up for me to watch, and I'm grateful. That's amazing.
Yeah, me too. Shout out to those guys.
Shout out, yeah.
And girls, if there are any.
Yeah. Well, tell Sean I say hi.
I will.
Tell Mike Lilly and Sean Santamaria if they want to meet me and record our conversation and go through the nervousness of that.
I told them I was doing this, and I was like, dude, be a surprise guest, like come on with me or whatever, and they were totally about it. But that was yesterday.
Yeah.
And we never made it home because we stayed to hang out at this pool, and there was like a big bonfire, and it was real fun. And we just were like in the country of Missouri with our skate buddy. So Corey, who's awesome, him and his girlfriend were awesome hosts, and they're big fans of the podcast. So shout out to Corey and Katie. Nice. I know they're gonna listen to this one. So
hi, Corey and Katie.
Hosts. But yeah, we ended up hanging out with them, and Saturday they were gonna get on with me, but it's Sunday tonight. I gotta go to bed like right after this and get up for work. But I mean, yeah, man, I can get them all. I can get anybody on that live. If they live out here, I can get them on.
Yeah, let them know. I'd love to have both of those guys on for sure.
Yeah,
this was.
Oh my. Lily and Santa Maria are like the funniest guys to me. They have such a really awesome sense of humor. I think they would you would just love to hear some of their stories and what they have to say about things.
Yeah, I would.
It would be fun.
That'd be sweet.
Okay, but yeah. Good chatting it up, and yeah, there'll be some more to come in the future. Definitely.
Awesome, for sure. Thanks a lot, Colin.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank
taking this risk and going through the nerves. I appreciate it. People
Yeah.
will love it.
Well, have a good night.
Yeah, you too, man. Have a good week, and we'll
Yeah.
talk soon.
All right, talk soon.
All right. See you, Colin.
Bye.